What is up, buds? Welcome to Weed&d, the pot-positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your dungeon master for the night, Brandon Allen McClanahan, but my buds call me Bam. It is so good to be back here with you guys, man. This is an absolute joy and a treat for us every single week. It has been our rock through all this, and all the buds that make it out, all the people that come and support this show, either on YouTube or on Twitch or whatever, in the buds community, all across our various socials and stuff. We love you guys so much. Thank you for all that you do for this little piece of magic that we're lucky enough to be a part of, man. It is the great joy of my life to bring this to you every week, and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart for joining us. Honestly, on our end, we've got a lot of exciting things coming up, but I don't want to talk about them yet because we're still finalizing some details. But definitely stay tuned because we're going to have some fun stuff coming your way here very shortly, and I'm quite excited about it. We will be doing a pretty awesome announcement next week about a potential sponsor for the show, so kind of keep your eyes open for that as well. We're just rolling on over here, baby. We got all kinds of artistic projects in the works. We're going to be getting set up here on a couple new streams for you guys to see here soon. That's about all I'll say about that till now, but plenty of exciting things in the work for the old Art Hard Studios channel. So thanks to everybody for all you do. Honestly, guys, I can't freaking wait to get into the D&D tonight, so I'm just not even gonna. I'm gonna take this little joint here and bring in my favorite 5 people in the entire world, the wonderful cast of Weed&d. And to start this off, I'm gonna pass this magic joint here through the fibers of the internet over to my dear friend, Brenna. Hey, Brenna. How you doing?
Whoa! All right. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and buds. It is Prince Bruno the Sea Serpent here. You also in the real world, in the muggle world, know me as Brenna Folger. And I'm so excited to hang out tonight, and it's gonna be the best Tuesday ever. So I'm gonna hand this guy over to my girl. What's up, lady?
Go, hey, I don't want to take it. Ooh, Abby Dandy, aka Tynna Smooth Hands around these parts, you know. I like to keep them pretty shiny, pretty smoothie. But I'm just happy to be here, happy to be hanging out with you buds, and I'm ready to get into it too. So I'm going to take this little special something and pass it right along to Drewby. What you got, Drewby?
Ooh, thanks, baby. Baby, you remember her? Yeah. What up, y'all? Drew, Thorcus the Dwarf, Snorty and Shorty. Just never measuring up. Anyway, but Papa's feeling good. 2 naps, y'all. Two naps. That's right. In a 10x10. Ubaru's back, giving us good shit to attune with. I mean, I'm excited to see where we go today. Thanks for being here, but I'm going to give this up to my best friend right now. Best friend, come on in. Here's an airdrop coming at you real quick. Who? Good God.
Whoa, ho, ho. Nice. That one fell in hot. I tip my hat to you, sir. And what's up, buds? Jake Taylor is Real Authorvan, and, you know, this is just my happy place. And I'm really grateful that y'all are a part of it. Cannot wait to play tonight with my buds. Speaking of buds, coming up your way, Gus. Whoa.
Hey, appreciate it, Jake. What up? I am Gus Two Blunts Langley. I am half Norse and half Winnebago, and I am playing Divit, who is half Warlock and half Bard. And I'm really excited about it. And I'm looking forward to playing tonight. So let's just get this thing going. Bam, 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 bam. Take these blunts.
Oh my, it came back in one piece, which is just such a treat. All right, guys. Well, in order to get to the good stuff, we got a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't. But we like to take a little lighter, like this number right here. Look around, make sure we're not going to light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire, and go. Lighters up. Let's play some fucking D&D, guys.
WeeDnD, high fantasy, literally for you and me. So load up roll and make a roll to take control. WeeDnD.
Ooh, dudes. All right, buds. If you will, please allow me to set the mood. When last we left the Ferocious Five, they were at long last able to recover after their arduous journey through the Feywild and its many denny planes of emotion. Divit, calling upon his new magics, summoned forth a safe place to rest, the bone-sculpted green room, where the five were able to rest their weary bodies and minds. During first watch, Divit and Rial discussed the finer points of their existence after Rial overheard Divit talking with the ghost of Magnus, the murdered barkeep who takes up residence inside the mind of the lightning dodger. During second watch, Brunor went to investigate a commotion outside of the hut and discovered a strange treasure chest that seemingly appeared out of nowhere. The cautious Thoricus Onyxheart attempted to open it with the blade of Lucille, but it sprung to life and managed to escape into the forest beyond the Dryad's cold. It was in that moment that their old ally Ubaru arrived, bringing news of the going-ons of the world and giving them a chance at long last to learn the true power of their legacy relics. A happy calm washed over the five briefly, but a whisper of a familiar antagonist breaks the silence for Tynna Smoothhands, who alone hears the voice of Mithra Willowsong. All right, dudes, we jump back in. You're all still standing around, as the magics that hold together the tiny hut summoned forth by Divit's magics starts to fall apart. You see, as the magical corners of it kind of start dissolving into dust, as if the spell itself, the power that holds this little pocket dimension in reality, is crumbling and falling down. You notice Ubaru's still asleep on the ground near your feet, but as you all kind of come out of the magics and the orb itself starts to dematerialize, welcoming in the frozen sun still in place from when the great druid Achaeus all that time ago froze it in the strange ritual that brought the silver rain at the Shattered Isles. You all kind of look around, a pretty eventful night, all things considered. But currently, you're all kind of basking in the calm and stillness of this area that surrounds you. You all kind of look off in the direction that that strange mimic had managed to run, but you haven't seen any commotion or sign of him returning. You're so used to at this point there always being a threat or a presence just behind you that it's hard to be truly comfortable. But the wind that blows through the Dryad's Colt is the calmest and smoothest you've felt in quite a while. There is a stillness to the electricity that seems to follow all of you around, even though you have now learned of some of these looming threats in the world. The giant dome of magic at the top of the Malachite Mountains continues to grow, now eating almost half of the mountain's peaks themselves. The armies still march to offset whatever this strange event is. All the great armies of the world meeting at the Malachite Mountains in a mere 5 days. But for now, the five stand, listening to the heavy snores of their old ally Ubaru, who, tired himself identifying all these many magical relics that you guys have had. And currently, you stand in the Dryad's Colt, where the battle with Knobneck you're resolved. Some of you picking up your throwing axes and stuff from the surroundings, rearming yourself. Yeah, girl, I got you. And so, yeah, you guys are kind of, you put your foot on a dead Dryad, just this withered, broken tree, and put your foot on it. The splinters kind of shoot out as you pull these axes and regain all your lost ammunition and the like. But as far as things go right now, it's a normal moment, except for you, Tynna. You hear that strange, as the breeze that carries into the Dryad's Cold, this sweet, coolly, calm, peaceful breeze, it carries with it the strange words of your once lover, Mithra. Hello, Tynna. It is good to see you again. Now, Tynna, you notice for a brief moment, and Divit, it was you as well with your vest of eyes, giving you 360-degree vision and the ability to see through invisibility magics. You actually notice kind of floating here down near where this little, the pathway that led into the Dryad's Colt is. There's this little floating white orb of light. Now, Divit, to you, you see it quite clearly. I mean, it's a distinct luminous orb of magic. Tynna, for you, not having the ability to see through the invisibility or illusion magic of this orb, it's almost just like Predator. It's just like this wave of a spot on the horizon that seems to be like moving and shifting, but it's very small, about softball sized, floating there. And as soon as you heard the voice of Mithra, you watch that ball go back up the pathway that leads to the what once was the peach cherry blossom tree, now the giant hole within the earth. So you guys kind of stand around there, and this is where we jump back into you guys. So, you see as the spell, the magic, the tiny hut, you all kind of taking in your rest. Again, just to kind of clarify, we did a little bit of rule bending in the sense that it was like Tynna did so well with her feast that you guys, the long rest mechanics were a little clunky there. I will admit that. But basically, you all have gotten your long rests. Hit points are all full. Spells are all refreshed. You're all, back at full power. So, you hear the snores of Ubaru. You see Brian kind of looking around. Even he kind of enjoying this nice, calm moment. But yeah, you guys kind of see, Tynna, we jump into you. You hear that voice.
Yeah, I process this familiar voice, and I know better than to accept the bait from her.
Again.
So, again. I've been burned in the past, I guess is what I'm saying. And I mostly internalize that. I shove that down. I will deal with that, but not right now. And then I look at this angel, Ubaru, sleeping. I hate to wake him. So I turn to Rial, and Rial, I'm getting the sense we need to move on swiftly from this area and get going. Shall we protect Ubaru in some way?
I agree. He's done so much for us, and it's so good to see him again.
Yeah, it is. I also... Yeah.
I have an idea. And I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull out the potion he just made for me of greater restoration using the Medusa bits. I'm just gonna put a little spritz and a little sprazzle on the sack of holding. I just kind of merged bag of holding and Krampus's sack, so it's the sack of holding.
Nice.
So that should defy the curse, so nobody has a 1 in 4 chance of getting sucked in.
Yeah, Rial, you take your little vial out and you see the strange liquid inside that you managed to, break down the skin. Ubaru helped you make this poultice of greater restoration. And so you pop the little cork on the vial. And, you're not really sure if it's like the spell or what, so you kind of like cautiously, you don't want to touch the bag and risk being sucked in, but you see you start pouring the liquid. And just like any other object, right as it nears the bag, you see the bag open up wide, that strange black hole that everything seems to fall into within this thing. You watch as the liquid just disappears into this blackness. The bag closes. And for a moment, you fear that perhaps you had wasted this, powerful magic. And as soon as you start having the idea, you look down and you see the bag starts just shaking on the ground. And like somebody throwing up, you see the bag just open up, and almost this like purple wispy ghost just dematerializes into the sky. You look down.
That's why you pour it in the sack hole. Right in the
Right in his sock hole.
Right in the sack hole.
You've lubricated the sack hole, and yes, you see now. For a moment you're just kind of cautious. Everybody's a little afraid to move as you all kind of like look at the bag. Rial, you just kind of reach down and grab a rock, toss it over there. You see it kind of open and close to swallow the rock. But as you walk close to it, you're not, you attuned with arcane energy, you're not feeling that strange wild tendrils of magic that kind of whipped away from this thing before. It seems now to be as calm as the world that surrounds you. A powerful object still, but it looks much less, the skitched skin and things like that of Krampus's sack now kind of shimmer away into just revealing what looks like a small rucksack. But its true magical potential held within.
Cool. That's a lot more pleasant too. When it was fleshy and not the best look. It was kind of. So now that it's apparently purified, the spooky purple ghost is gone. I'm going to open the sack hole and start wrapping it around.
All right, roll 1d100. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I just wanted to fuck with you.
Watching him do this, I'm concerned. Rial, will he be safe in there?
For 10 minutes.
Okay.
Quick 10-minute nap. But
Wait.
Disco nap.
I just want to clarify. You're putting Ubaru in the bag?
Yes, exactly.
Yes. It's like that old board game, Don't Wake Daddy. You're like slowly moving the bag up his, like past his ankles and then his knees. You're like, he's like, oh, Tynna. And he like wrestles back to sleep, and you continue moving the bag over him. So yes, let's be mindful of this fact, because I'm not going to let you know when the time is up. You have 10 minutes from right now. Ubaru, who didn't seem to wake, and if he does, he's probably gonna freak out just maybe a little bit. But currently, as far as you know, Ubaru is napping it away, floating through this void of nothingness with 10 minutes of air. It's like Sonic the Hedgehog. When you guys start getting close, the theme music will start playing faster. But yes, he's like
putting the plants and the flowers around his head very gently, trying to help assist getting him in the bag as gently as possible.
Tynna, make me a nature check.
Okay.
Some good flowers.
Very beautiful flowers.
While Bruner's watching this, I just want to be like, if you kill another new person that's just trying to help us out,
Be really
So I got a
upset.
10.
so help me, right?
Okay, a 10 on the nature, not good enough. I was gonna say perhaps you were you were able to draw plants that would somehow provide him with a little more oxygen or something of the sort.
Okay.
But with just a 10, you do what your original intention was. You do manage to create a comfortable rest for his head. You're wise enough to kind of remove the flowers and the grass under his head from the ground. Knowing that if you warped there, so it's actually like you've just matted behind one of his hood. You've just kind of created this nice little padded thing for him to lay on as he disappears within the bag of holding, and your 10 minutes begin.
Okay, now how are we gonna track that? I know by rounds it's like each of us, it's like every 6 seconds, right? But
Yeah.
when we're in kind of a free.
Correct. We'll
like
kind of
this?
meet halfway as we move through narrative moments. I'll kind of keep you akin on how much time is passing. But in this moment, you guys kind of realize you put a lot of care into getting him in there, but you hadn't actually figured out what you were going to do next. And so now that he's in there, you all kind of look up at each other with wide eyes like, we're on the clock. So what do you guys do?
If I may, while they were putting our friend in a bag, I was looking around and noticing the I assume the bodies of the treants are still around.
Yes.
And being a man of culture, well aware of various mind-altering substances, I remember this old song that I heard about treants having some kind of wine or something. So I'm like, let me roll these logs real quick and see if they had that on them.
Okay, cool. I like it, Divot. You're actually this is sometimes you get checks that you're not necessarily great at. This will actually be a nature check for you as well, Divot. So you're although yes you're aware, you've heard tales that people that befriend the treants are sometimes gifted this strange liquid elixir, said to do different things in many different regions. But you've heard it's quite a good time.
What's that? What happens if you murder them?
Then more often than not, they don't give it to you. You have to suck it from their bodies, which is kind of what Divot's going for.
We did not.
Nice. Dirty 20 in the house.
20.
My man. All right, Divot. Yeah, with a 20, it's good enough. So you're like, I know what this liquid looks like. You go to the first treants, the northern two that were had their life force sucked from them by Knobneck. And you look at them and you kind of kick through, you take your dagger out and kind of pry some of the wood away. You're looking for like a vein system, or where would they store it? Perhaps their roots. You start cutting into the roots and you see little traces of the strange liquid, but not enough to really scavenge. And then you go over to the body of Knobneck. And after looking at the thick roots of the other ones and surmising that perhaps he drew the essence of their very life force out of them, you start digging in the ground at his feet and you see that his roots are like fat. They're like super thick. Like a leech just full of blood. And you kind of, start squeezing this big sac area, and it's pretty solid throughout. You're like, maybe not, and finally your hands rest on this kind of like squishy sac area, and you pop a little hole in it with your knife. You hear the air within kind of out, and you look within, and sure enough, there's like a little, like a vial, not a vial, let's say like a potion bottle full of this treant liquid. You don't really know, what it's called. It's called treant liquor is the only name you know for it.
All right.
Yeah, you
Well,
get a nice jar.
I definitely want it.
Hmm?
I definitely want it.
Yeah, you guys.
So I take that.
As you guys are putting the body of Ubaru into his bag of holding, this hasn't taken up any of your guys' time. This is kind of happening simultaneously. You don't even really notice Divot, walking around. You see he grabs a couple of the throwing axes and throws them at your guys' feet. It looks more like he's helping clean up than anything else, but something does catch his eye, and he starts kind of withdrawing some fluid from the root of this treant.
And I'm aware of the light orb thing,
yeah.
But I also am aware of the fact that Tynna is aware of it, and I think it's not my business.
Fair, Divot. You, in that same way that you, as a telepathic speaker, it's almost like you see the volume waves of other communication, and it's like you see in 360 degrees, Divot. So you're always perceiving your surroundings, even when it appears you're focused on something else, and even you noticed your sister's sudden reaction. Starting to look around, it was her eyes that drew you to where that strange orb was. The orb floated away, and then she proceeded to start cutting flowers and grass off the ground to make a pillow for Ubaru. So yes, you correctly surmise that she doesn't seem to be rushing off toward it either. So
Cool. Should we head out now that we've successfully kidnapped our friend?
Do you guys just want to wait 9 more minutes and 30 seconds so Ubaru would just die in that sack?
then looted.
I say we make trees and leave.
Yo, let's get the hell out of here. Let's just get the hell out.
Yeah, let's get moving.
I did get all my hand axes back, right?
Yes, everybody, whatever, hand axes are nice. They're not quite like arrows. With arrows, there's a percentage of retrieval chance and stuff. I'll be real with you, I'm not a huge, ammo tracking guy. I assume that after battles, unless you have to run or are teleported away, you'll gather your things.
Right.
So, but yes, so
Yeah,
everybody.
you caught me before. I was gonna be grabbing my trusty hand axes.
Yeah. Thoricus, you kind of remember her, snatching your axes off your belt. And, the blacksmith within you is kind of huh, and you kind of create a quick release system on how they are. So it's just easy to grab off your waist whoever wants to. You're let's use them.
Thank you.
It's like when you put the pool cues up on the wall. It's that little snap-on thing.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
God, you're gonna end up with a kilt made out of axes.
It's just a skirt made of
And the more axes we throw, the more interesting the battle gets.
I always like to reach from the back first.
So we're going? Where are we going?
Myself.
Let's just take the one path out of here right now.
So yeah, you guys, if you recall, I know it's been a while, just as a refresher, you came here as you were journeying alongside the roads along the Malachite Mountains from Amarella. You then took a split at the three-way road where you encountered that strange goblin Boxo, and it was through there that you walked and found the cherry blossom tree on the island, which eventually fell into the earth, and you guys went down there where the Purified Garden was and all that. So this little pathway here to your east will lead you back toward what was called the clearing with the tree. So that's kind of your, again, there's kind of dense forest around you in any directions. You're always free to go whichever way, but the way that you came would be back to the west. Also, just for
clarify,
notation,
what direction was Mithra coming from?
That way, down the path.
Okay,
You saw that little orb as it orbed away down the path.
Okay.
Divot, you could actually make an Arcana check for me.
Yes, I would love to do that.
To see, yeah, because you would know. Again, you able to see it. Unfortunately, not good enough with the 13. It is a higher level spell. There's some magic at work on that orb. Besides just the invisibility, it has other powers. But you looking at it with as little time as you did, you're not able to kind of triangulate the magic of it all. You're like,
can I still see it?
No, it went down. It went down that path. So it's down back toward the clearing, the tree clearing.
Alright, I'm done distracting myself by putting Ubaru in a bag with Rial. That was fun, but we should probably get going. Okay, friends, I think there is some danger ahead. Some ghosts from my past, I think, are going to be coming up, and I just want you guys to know that I love you, And let's be prepared, okay?
I look over at Thorcus and I'm like, you think she's being metaphorical, but she's being very literal.
Wait,
Yeah,
ghosts?
you're like literal ghosts, yeah.
All right. Well, let's fuck some shit up. We got your back.
Okay.
Always.
Ghosts?
It was Bam all along. Sorry.
Oh yeah, are we moving? I guess we're moving.
All right, yeah. So you guys
I want to check out this treasure still, Rial.
draw you
if
eyes
we
over
can.
again.
Let's fight on.
Yes, you leave with no further. You kind of take one last second to look back at the broken sundial, and the kind of many sights that you saw here. Interrupting that strange Fey ritual with the little girl destroying the sundial that seemed to have this weird portal. The same area that you returned from the Feywild, so you think there's some links there potentially. But kind of happy to leave this place, especially you, Divit. The last time that you were leaving, you were crushed by a giant boulder. It's nice this time. Again, remember, those guys were real scary, and you made pretty short work of them this time. So, your trip through the Feywild has led to these new powers, these new magics and skill sets within you guys that has now made you rather formidable heroes. You kind of walk out of the pathway that led to the Dryad's cult, and the karsts, the many karsts behind it. If you'll recall on this map, you're kind of coming from the far perspective here, and you start walking out, and you see the flowing river, where the cherry blossom tree once sat. Now just this dark black pit within the earth as vines and flowers kind of dig their way in. It hasn't reached the outside of the island, so the rivers that surround it on either side continue passing by, none of the water actually washing within. You recall the last time you were there, the place was dripping with that pink mist magic, and there was kind of this like buzz of magical energy in the air. It is strangely vacant as you move up now, and you feel nothing short of a little bit of sadness creeping like a breeze out of this dark hole within the earth. But the powerful magics, the tickle of destiny, again, where you all found your legacy relics, the grave site of these former heroes, it's all that buzz is gone, and you just feel a cold creeping wind from within. Now, Rial, Auntie Agatha Frogwort still lies down there. You know she was very weak, and you can only imagine that summoning that portal has made her even weaker. But you know that if she was strong enough, she'd be trying to get to you, and she can't. So you have a little bit of confidence as you guys kind of reach the one side of the river and look across at this now just dark pit in the earth. You kind of hear it breathing.
You read my mind. That's exactly what I'm thinking of. So I do feel sadness looking into that pit, but there's a lot of anger too. Like, this is the person that created me against my will. Like, now that I've met her and know her role, like, she's as bad as Urgon. So I flick a little create bonfire down into the pit. Whether or not it does anything, it's just symbolic. Like, we're done.
Yeah, man. No, I like that. You kind of as you think about these things, again, magic and your mind are so interfused that it's like as you guys all see as Rial's looking down this pit, his eyes laser focused on this one point in front of him. And as you see just like the heaviness of weighing the origin of his life energy and the woman responsible, the relationships involved, his path on this destiny, you watch as magic just starts building this little ball of fire. And you watch as the many burdens of Rial Othervon materialize in front of him. And Rial, as you look down, taking a deep breath, you let that weight off your shoulders. And you watch the orb, rather than throw, it just drops away. Leaving a small illumination as it drops down this pit in the earth. Some of you kind of peek over the edge, and you watch it just disappear into the darkness. The tangling roots and everything create a black point, and you just watch the light disappear into the dark.
It almost feels like my offering to the bodies of my friends' legacy ancestors. Just kind of, I didn't have a correspondent down there. So I just kind of want to leave that as, I got like a crematorium, I don't know, like send the souls up, even though we know they're already purified. It's just kind of like that's the good end of it, at least, instead of fuck you, Auntie Agatha. It's a bit of both.
No, I love it. It's
there.
And you guys see, again, Rial has been, you all have been with him. Rial's been going through some things. And, as you watch the kind of the darkness swallow this fear and all this weight and everything, you see he kind of looks up at the one thing he so consistently talks about as the purpose of his life, his friendship and camaraderie with you all. And you see as Rial looks around with a bit of a weakness in his eye, he finds that strength in each of your gaze as you lock eyes with him and he looks around the circle. It feels like this chapter of your story best stay within the earth.
Absolutely. Can I get a time check on Ubaru?
Yes, let's say
It's been like
2
minutes,
minutes.
3 minutes?
Yeah, make it low.
2 minutes is
Left.
gone?
Minutes. 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yes, you have 8 minutes remaining of oxygen for your guy inside this bag. Yeah, I wasn't going to penalize you for that sweet moment and be like, and Rial took like 6 minutes having this emotional moment with the spell. Yeah, no, I got you, bro.
Shit.
Yeah, and that 2 minutes is basically you're walking. You are on the other side of the river at this point. If you recall, you can't help but shake the eerie feeling that the last time you walked through this river, there was this strange backward-headed girl that kind of taunted you, and what happened to that little girl, still a bit of a mystery. Perhaps.
Yeah, I kind of gaze upon the area and I watch this awesome moment Rial is having, and I kind of want to further our group connection and foster that sense of family and community that we're doing. So I look to Rial and I cast guidance on him. I put my hand on his shoulder and I cast guidance. And as I do that, I say, let's find this treasure and fortify ourselves, my friend.
Absolutely. Let's. Together.
Rial, you feel the benevolence of the ring of benevolence that rests on Tynna's hand, but the benevolence that also resonates from her. You kind of look over, and even though she's short, it feels like she's standing taller than you, like an older sibling placing their hand on your shoulder, assuring you everything will be all right. You even feel from within the dark recess of the earth, where that aura of benevolence that had come from the grave, you almost see as a return of your fire offered back to you is this slow kiss of benevolence. And it's almost like the final goodness of the place that rested within the earth connects to you all in this moment. And as the warm light on your shoulder glows, it is matched by an intense bright light suddenly from the pit within the earth. You all feel that overwhelming sense of benevolence once more as it washes over you guys. The sorrow from within the inside of the pit ceases.
Ah. Wow. Well, that feels better.
Wow.
So is Auntie Agatha down there?
So yeah, as the last if you went again, you guys went down through the Purified Garden, down that little weird elevator thing into her prison, and then she was trying to F you guys. She was she sent you to get killed by Queen Mab. So she, yes, she is down there, but apparently too weak to affect you guys where you are right now, where before she was able to. It's, again, Rial kind of was like, well, if she can't, best to leave her to suffer in her prison. But yeah, she is down there.
I look at everybody and I'm like, perhaps we just work our way around the hole.
That sounds
No,
like a
let's-
good plan.
Let's keep on moving.
Yeah.
I just want to
Progress.
pop that bitch in the throat. She ruined a perfectly good nap.
Oh, I think you'll get your chance to pop her, but maybe later.
All right.
No, I think I have a spare mole leg. Is that fine instead of a popping? Yeah?
My day.
Okay, there you go.
Tynna, like Thoricus did with his hand axes, you have a belt that has little pull-off mole legs just for emergencies. And you see Thoricus just grabs one and pops a mole leg off, takes a nice bite of it.
Orcus can get cranky sometimes.
That's a mole leg.
Yawn mole leg.
Mole legs for the road.
Let me get 13 mole legs to go.
I'm gonna need all that mole legs and bacon you have, please.
We're gonna
A
big mole
baker's
leg is gonna
dozen,
reach out to us
please.
soon.
All right, I'm good, guys. We can move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see,
I'm feeling good now.
he's
I'm
like,
feeling
all
fine.
right, got a little
Okay.
mole
He was
leg
just
in him.
hangry. He was just hangry.
You're not
Let's do
you when
it.
you're hungry.
Yeah.
Molegs.
My legs.
Not a sponsor
Have a bowl.
yet.
All right. Yeah, no, I don't know where Molex came from either, guys, but I'm glad they did, and I'm happy to be here. So, yeah, you guys, you work your way around the, into the river. Again, it's kind of, because it splits right here, it's a little less deep. You know, if you'll recall from the battle around this tree, it comes to about waist high on our smaller people, and is more around the thighs on our taller folks. So you guys make your way through the river. You know, it's hard not to flash back and remember the Technicolor river of magic that you guys witnessed when you were in the tea party. And you have these little, like, strange flashbacks to that just absurd moment that you were all a part of. And you press on through the water and back onto the other side. No sight of the orb or anything, Tynna. As you reach the other end, you're kind of like, strange for her to say one thing and nothing else, and you're looking around,
Classic.
but yeah, no sign of it anywhere.
Classic.
It's a Technicolor river?
Yeah, it was all purple
Oh.
and magical and had the
What
little...
tea party are you talking about?
Oh, that's right. My man Thoricus is the only one that's...
Oh yeah.
What?
Ooh.
I forgot.
When the fuck did you have a tea party?
It's probably best not to think too hard about it.
Alright. I'm good. I got my morning mole egg. Let's fucking get the
Okay,
day.
yeah.
Let's keep on
Let's
moving.
get it shaken.
Yeah, you guys kind of forge across the island, leaving. Again, this is like a pretty hefty little chapter of events here as you feel, the heaviness of these many moments and the difference of who you were the last time you crossed this river as opposed to the new forged warriors that have returned. Now, generals of a massive battlefield, commanders of units and turning away one of the strongest powers in the Feywild, General Glacius and Queen Mab. So, as you step back again to kind of the more innocent island on the other side, long removed from the strange magics of the Dryad's cult, you return to kind of just a normal forest path, with a little gravel road that kind of suits you on the other side. And Divot, it is here that the benefit of your robe of eyes will come into play. Normally, I would kind of narrate you into this a little bit, but your vision is so good with your vest of eyes that you see what lays before you.
Oh.
In the path under the wooden bridge that you followed here, at the 3-point road crossing where you witnessed the strange goblin Boxo. Now, rather than a pleasant little silly green goblin, dancing and doing physical feats for you, you see an entirely different scene. Your eyes all focus and look through, and you're able to draw a pretty broad picture of what's before you. You notice this strange woman standing in the front. Amethyst purple striking eyes that you can see even from the distance that you are. They shine with this purple magic. Dressed in these in this like kind of tight black kind of spy looking jacket and leather studs. You see dark bangs that hang in front of her with purple hair. She's got a little bit of a Psylocke vibe from X-Men.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Tell me
silent.
more.
Again, I'm granting this is, you all see this. Tynna, this woman. This is Mithra Willow Song, your one-time lover from the city where you all grew up. But Divot, you're
She
aware
looks
of
gorgeous, and I'm pissed.
She does look bang. It's like
Yeah.
when you break up with somebody and you want them to look worse, and they show up and they've been doing CrossFit, and they took all the time they spent with you and started spending it at the gym, and she is pulling off this like kind of dark, a little macabre.
We used to bake bread together, and now she's hot? Like, what?
What the crap? Yes, and dark. You sense this weird darkness within her, and Tynna, it resonates with you. You almost feel that similar tingle that you remember when you drew your power source from Thera's. So again, you kind of that weird crackling and that vile yellow energy magic that you used to call your power source from. Strangely, it's present in this moment. You also notice this large stone statue standing behind her with little thugs, black-robed figures. You guys have seen these dudes before. Tyrrhenius was traveling with dudes that looked just like this way back
Children.
in Tilmore. It's the Syndicate. You see the Syndicate thugs all leaning up against this stone statue. Beside them, this strange, bald, dark-skinned woman. You see she has all these angular, slanted tattoos like lines and little jetting arcs that surround her face. You see that there's almost like this strange blue magical energy just shimmering around her body. You guys identify, there's a couple of these guards up on either side, about 10 feet up on either side, looking down. They're ready for you to come this way. But the thing that strikes you most, Tynna Smoothhands, is as you look beyond this strange stone statue that stands lifeless in the center of this three-way road, you see these black boots kind of hanging off the ledge. And at the back of them, the spurs, those damn spurs that every step he would take would echo down the hallway, and you feared that he might just stop at your room to torture you. Those damned echoing metal bits that announce his very movement everywhere he goes. As you look up to his long, buccaneer-style leather boots that go up to his short knees, his long leather black cloak that kind of hangs, lackadaisically at his feet. You look up, and you see his damn pipe stuck in his twisted mouth. You see the giant top hat that he always wore that reeks of various tobaccos and back alley bars. And you look upon the face of Shren Oldbuck.
He looks ugly. No,
Divot.
I'm angry, and I pull everybody back for a second. I'm like, okay, I see everybody, right? Everything.
Yeah, we're gonna
everything?
do this. So, Divot, you are the one that sees
sorry.
this picture tasteful. You all kind of see it. They're not reacting to you, but I just want to point one more thing out, just to be fair, before you guys do whatever your plan is. Divot, with your ability to see invisibility, you also see two figures. One right here where I'm pinging, okay, and another on the south side here. They're dressed all in black hoods, black leather cloaks that drop over their face so that you can just see the slits of their eyes, black wrappings around their wrist that go to tight leather-studded pants, tight leather boots. Dollars to donuts, they're assassins. You see, they're not even bothering to hide, Divot, because they're invisible. And so they're just standing there. You see quickly kind of twiddling daggers in their fingers, smiling at each other, black, dark, stained teeth looking at each other. But yes, there are two assassins lying in ambush alongside here as well. Sorry, back to you guys.
Okay, so I see them, right?
Yes.
How far away am I from them?
So let's say 100 feet, the bend of this road kind of comes around. You guys come around the bend, see what you see. Tynna kind of, her eyes flash for a second. She's like, God damn, she looks so good. And then, you guys kind of pull back around the bend. You have a little bit of time to structure here. Again, I don't want to discredit this awesome magic item you have, Divot. You would be aware of some of these things.
Okay.
They don't know you know, however.
So I want to really quick, I think there's not a lot of time, so I'm going to really quick tell Rial. I'm like, Rial, there are two assassins lining the path. You go north, I'll go south. I'll freeze the one up north. You can kill him. The one on the south won't know that I can see him. Maybe I can get the drop on him.
Sounds perfect. All right. North and south.
Yeah,
And I can kinda
just so you
eyeball
guys
where
can see
he-
it there. This is where they're located.
Sweet.
Because I think the two of us are the most likely to be able to slip up to them unnoticed.
Mm-hmm.
True, and you do know, Divot, until they are not invisible, you won't be able to see it. Rial would not be able to. So it's like,
Okay.
yeah, you would have to break that dude's invisibility first, which you said, or freeze him or whatever, which would, ostensibly perhaps break his concentration. Once he's visible, Rial will be able to attack him. Oh, but remember, in 5e, you can attack. You know roughly where he is, Rial. Divit can speak telepathically. You know, I've showed you on the map. I can ping him for you again. You know where they are. You would just attack with disadvantage. But if you're stealth, you attack with advantage. Those two would cancel each other out, and it would just be a normal attack roll. Is how that would work.
Awesome. And perhaps even a sneak attack. And Tynna helped out with the guidance, too, so... Or that's just ability checks, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just abilities.
No worries. Before we get into anything, though, especially if we're going to hop out, I am going to take Ubaru out of the bag. We can't have him just, like, choking in the middle of the fight.
My man.
If we're in that, like, brook bend area, that's a little safer. Like, we can probably tuck him away somewhere if he's still asleep.
No, at this point, being pulled out of the magical bag is what wakes Ubaru.
Damn.
You know, you see he's like... You know, he's still snoring and his big bushy eyebrows, you know, weigh heavily over his tan face. And you kind of reach into the bag and start pulling him out. And he's like, ah.
Good morning, sleepy angel. And I hand him a mole egg.
Tynna, a lovely visit in the morning. He takes a bite of his mole egg. You see he's still kind of exhausted. He leans his back against, you know, against the corner of this little wall that you guys set him against. He looks up at you. He can tell the whole mood has changed since he fell asleep, and he's in another location.
Hang back here. We're gonna handle some things, okay?
Yeah, something is going on. I think someone's down the way, and we have to do something about it. How do you feel? Like, Ubaru, are you cool just chilling for a minute?
I kind of realized that I was just like ready to kill these guys without even talking to anybody about it, and I'm like, or like, you know, whatever, you know, like, we can do whatever.
Yeah, Ubaru, this place up ahead is crawling with Syndicate, so you can either come with us.
You see
or...
panic strikes his eyes.
Yeah.
The Syndicate. They are known for many dark dealings, Tynna. Your father.
Yeah.
My God, I'm so sorry. And you see, he just kind of looks back. He's like, my body is weak. I wish I could aid you. But perhaps best I stay out of sight.
Stay here, rest, keep safe.
You see, he
Tubular.
takes a bite of his mole egg. You know, obviously. But it's a pensive bite. Good luck. The 5. Settles back against the wall.
Cool. I'm gonna hop onto the Bryman, just to give myself a little bit more of a mobility, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, you know, Brian standing at the ready. You know, he's sensing the mood as well. He's kind of, you know, preparing, looking at you. You see him kind of settle his wings down, his big King K. Rool body, you know, allowing you to step up where you usually, you know, slide between his shoulder wings. You know, kind of man the saddle on Brian. You know, he's ready for action too.
So, if I'm getting this correctly, so Rial is going north and Divot's going south? So that means...
We're gonna, like, approach the same path, so we're, like, traveling west, but we're taking out these invisible assholes first. One's north, one's south, but we gotta pick them off.
Excellent.
Only Divot can see.
Excellent. So I just want to make sure I have the plan down. Is there something we should be worried about ahead? I'm feeling the vibe, so I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah, I'd like to explain briefly, if I may. This place up ahead is crawling with Syndicate, and now the
Bar
time for us to
fight.
speak
Bar
with my-
fight.
Yeah, those cocky assholes that spin fucking coins.
Yeah, you remember Tyrenius? Yeah. There's
shit.
lots of bastards up ahead is what I'm saying.
Oh.
Yo, quick question. We're on a bridge. I can see all around me. Do I see the reason that there's a bridge here? Like,
Yeah.
is
So
there water
I mean,
underneath it sometimes?
Yeah, it's just kind of the way that this landmass works. There's you know, pathways that go off in either direction, both to the north and the south. But it's just they probably, you know, for people to travel goods through this area rather than having to go down and around. They just made a small bridge here. You know, you guys are in the valley basically that would be underneath it. So kind of where you are on the map right now is where you would be coming from.
Sweet.
Okay.
So yeah, Tynna, what else? Is Isn't that,
So we have the Syndicate. which
Yeah,
means-
now is our only chance to speak to my father about the blade if you want
What?
Riel.
No. Okay.
Sash is up ahead, like I said.
Can I
let's
real
go.
quick hype everybody up with a little bardic inspiration song about it's like a little we ready, like kind of thing.
I hear it kind of echoing through the canyon. It's like, we are the Titans. You guys come in. Denzel Washington's there.
Right.
Denzel Smooth
Like,
Hands, is that you?
So yeah, I'm gonna burn that to do Mantle of Inspiration if that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely, Divik. You can use this if you want to make this if you want to kind of burst onto the scene a little bit. Remember your Mantle of Inspiration benefits you with the movement as well. So if that's the way you wanted to do it, if you wanted to do your six-eyed bear visage and kind of grant them the ability to move, you guys can kind of like shoot into this encounter if that's the way you were to go about it, or you could just do it to give them all the bonus hit points too.
Yeah, I want to give them the hit points, and if you guys want to move, do your thing,
Yeah, with the benefit of this, if you guys wanted to go up, like climb up to these like northern or southern ledges instead of walking through this little area, that would be, you could do that as well.
I would like to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to get on the high ground first, whichever direction that Bruner's not going to go. If you take north, I will also take south, take out the two guys at the top there, who we can see, and then at that point, maybe just jump down and start up the fuck tornado.
Well, I think that also the merging of the guys on the top were what Divot and Real were doing. So if I guess
Yeah.
the four of us can hit each guy, is that what you're saying?
Well,
We can do.
they're getting the meta knowledge. They're getting the invisible ones.
That's the same ones, right?
No,
We'll talk out
there's
loud,
two that
yeah.
are visible, and then there's two that are visible.
I'm actually
You know,
because we can go ahead and just to clarify so that you get it a little bit. But yeah, these two are visible only to Divot, just so you know. These two assassins there.
Okay.
Get you.
Y'all,
there
let me
are
give
also
you
these guards
these hit points.
Yeah, let's do that.
Take
Whee!
them.
Ooh.
What, 8?
Feel fortified.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How many is it?
8.
I think I get to give it to 4 people, right?
Yes.
Oh.
So all y'all,
Oh.
feel the flow.
You feel
This is
the.
the rhythm of the night.
Yeah, and I turn into Hadaway.
What is love?
That's all we can say until it gets copyrighted. We'll never know the answer.
Who's love?
All right.
So yeah, if I'm getting the plan correct, you guys are gonna try and sneak up on these assassins and get them.
So I figure I can use hold. I can freeze one of them, and then that'll even the playing field for him and Real, and then the other one won't know that I can see him. So I'm gonna try to get the drop on him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And
so you are trying to sneak. I just didn't know if you were trying to make like a big six-eyed bear like entrance and make some noise and be like, "Here I am, bitches, signed, sealed, delivered."
Not even a little bit. That wasn't what he was doing. He was trying
That's
to
what I didn't know.
I'm down for whatever.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah, feel free to strategize however you want. This, you kind of.
I just don't want to get
assassinated.
assassinated.
Yeah, no, I get that. That checks out. I don't want any of us to get assassinated.
There's assassins.
So again, you
I
get
was
a
just
burst
about
of
to say.
movement from Divot's inspiration. So if any of you guys so whoever wants to move up and down, feel free to move your tokens, but kind of stay on that far side of the map. That's how this will play out. So if you're up on that ridge to the north, feel free to be up there. The ridge to the south, etc. And then just let me know who is, if any are walking through the main path as well.
Well, I'll go up with Divot, because I can talk to Riel.
Sorry.
Exactly. So I will kind of tuck away over here. That's a pretty good vantage point given the range I've got. So let's play around with that.
All right,
yeah.
and then
Right.
Tynna, what are you gonna do? You gonna be
I'd also like to move forward. I'd move my character, but my computer is rainbow wheeling me right now.
Oh, no problem. I got you.
I see Mithra looking, banging.
Just-
And yeah, she's the first. I'm going straight for her. I wanna step forward and. Can I cast a spell right now using this burst of movement, or can I just move?
What we'll do is we'll resolve basically your first move in it. Like once spells get cast, that's when we shift into initiative. So right now with where you are, you're kind of you're it's like an old western. It's like all the guys are hanging out in front of the bar, and suddenly instead of the Ferocious Five, you just see the sun casting a shadow, and then it's one body, the short-framed but strong and powerful Tynna Smoothhands rounds the corner. You see as the alert eyes of everybody snap up, the sharp, piercing purple gaze of Mithra locks into your eyes, and you see even old Shren Oldbuck himself kind of glances up, and you see his twisted, sinister face, and you hear him say, "Well, if it ain't my fucking daughter." And that's where we're going to pick it up after intermission, guys.
Oh my god.
It's not that early. We are a little 5 minutes earlier than we usually are. But if Tynna's rainbow wheeling, I got to pee. Let's hop in because this is going to be so juicy and I can't wait to get back. We do intermission just 10 minutes. Check out all the incredible art submissions. 1,000 thank yous to all the incredible artists that submit all this stuff to the show. It's our very great pleasure to show as much of it as we can. So please check out the intermission. The art is incredible. And the music, of course, are incredible. All of our original music made by Sandy Stein, the wizard, the amazing, incredible man. It is just such a treat to have showcase so much original art as part of this project. And so please hang out, check it out. There's going to be a battle royale coming up. Get yourself, 100 gold, see if you're the last man standing. But we will be back in 10 minutes to get to the freaking Shren Oldbuck shit.
Oh, yeah.
My fucking
Dad,
daughter.
fight, dad, fight, dad, fight,
Fight.
dad, fight, dad, fight,
man.
dad, fight.
Whoa, cricket.
Oh! Oh, my fucking daughter. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, guys. It's time. I'm pumped. I'm excited to see what happens. We have taken care of, for full transparency here, we like we've talked about our intermissionative. Now, I don't like to imply that everything will become an encounter, but with the potential there, I figure let's get the slog of initiative out a little bit. We have pre-rolled initiatives, if that does come into play. And we're kind of just assuming right now with the group, I'm just going to check in with you guys on what your rough plan is, any spells that you cast in preparation for this moment, and then we will kind of go into the narrative moment of Tynna walking up the road and engaging with Shren and Mithra and the agents of the Syndicate.
Yeah, so like reflexively, as soon as I see Shren's face and honestly Mithra's face too, I cast Aid on myself. I honestly don't realize that I'm doing it at first until I'm doing it, but I reflexively, like it's like a security blanket. I cast Aid on myself, and I just want a little bit of comfort going forward. And I believe I can extend that to 2 in my party as well, right?
Correct. Now the temporary hit points granted by Divit they have 8, so it would supersede that. But Divit doesn't have any temporary hit points, so if you want to grant him them with Aid, you can in this moment.
Yeah, I'd for sure. Yeah, this face from my past and my brother standing so close to me, I want to offer a little bit of extra protection.
Yeah, I have turned myself invisible, but I am standing next to her, like, and we're like holding hands, looking at our dad or whatever.
Fucking awesome, dope.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Were you guys doing any other early spells or anything? I know the fighters probably are pretty limited in what spells they cast. What about you, Real?
How many hit points do I get from that, Tynna? Sorry.
Oh, let me cast it. Let me see. 5 hit points.
Dope. Yeah, you feel the warm sisterly protection, the light of Shantia, the benevolent warm light that from which she pulls her power. Tynna, in this moment, you feel as if that when you feel like you're in the gaze of your goddess, it's like one of these moments, like she's imbuing you with a little extra strength to to stand against this shadow of your past. Divit standing invisibly at your side, giving you that little sense of boost as well.
I have a question, since she's not going to cast it on the rest of us that already have temporary hit points. Brian didn't get any temporary hit points either, did he?
Yeah, no, that's actually good.
Dope. Extend that to Brian.
Yeah.
Brian!
Cool. Yeah, I want to make sure we're all fortified. I know the dangers of the Syndicate. I know how powerful Shren is. I want to make sure we are fortified, and just a little extra kiss of Shantia's light and love blanketing us all. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Dope. Anybody else? Any other pre-battle Again, I keep saying battle. Damn it. I mean this from my core. If you guys make a deal, do some. If this doesn't have to be a fight, but
no, we finna roll on these fools. Let's do this.
I'm saying. I mean, they're Cockney and they're rolling shit between their fingers. I'm done with them already.
He was rolling a coin between his boot spurs.
Not so fast.
But,
I have words. I will
digress.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tynna, you got this. I'm gonna follow your lead. You guys take this. Go talk to your dad, because.
But Rial, I think, had something before we started. I saw him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Something weird, perhaps.
Rial's weird shit.
You wouldn't.
Oh, I would.
Yeah, what kind of weird shit you got for me, Rial?
So, last time we played with Alter Self, that was fun. That was a great time. And Brunor did admit some interesting feelings. So casting it again, it's like, now we're teamed up.
No!
I kind of want to show off a little bit. And just to kind of blend in, like I'm still sticking to Divot's plan if, shit hits the fan. But I'd like to be, instead of like an aquatic version, sorry, Brunor, this one will be more of a forest version, like a trial, if you will.
Ooh, I will.
And it'll be
fire though.
It'll almost be kind of like a Groot real. And I'd like to at least keep my hands to still access the bow, Daughter of Ash. So instead, the natural weapons would be, my feet would be like crazy stretching karate kick like roots.
Yes,
I love
boots. I absolutely love this.
Cool. So I'm gonna do that as we're like getting into our potential battle.
So Trial Real grows some damn, I was gonna try to change it with quills, but that didn't work at all. You see him, kind of take on again, instead of an aquatic doom beast, a forest doom beast. Brenna, you see Brunor's just kind of like, there's like this weird gauge in her head trying to figure this out for a moment. She's still unsure. But you turn into this like like a half man, half tree, into very much like a walking Groot version of yourself. You feel the magic humming at your claws, your root feet. But yeah, you've managed to kind of turn into, that's actually pretty cool. And with your surroundings, Rial, as you're trying to sneak through these trees and stuff as part of the ambush, feel free. You'll get advantage on that stealth check.
Yes.
Even more so than usual.
Dope.
That sneaky boy.
All right, so I did just want to briefly go over, so like the who's moving, who's where. Divot and Tynna will be walking up the main road. Brian and Brunor and Rial are currently on the south higher point.
South, yep.
All right, you guys kind of scramble up, like the 10-foot walls. It's pretty easy with the help of Brian, who can fly. He just kind of does one winged puff and you're up. Thoricus, with your high strength, you have no problem just kind of climbing up the shale on the northern side. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Again, the narrative flow will come first, and then at that point we'll end up going with what happens. So, anything else you guys need to get in before we kind of jump into this little moment?
No, I trust you guys and go see what's up. We'll follow your lead.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, yeah, I'm feeling fortified. I'm feeling comforted. I'm also feeling annoyed at this old voice from the past. So I call out. I'm going to cross as much distance as I can in between me while I'm saying this, but I'm going to say, long time no see.
You see, as your words carry down the wind as you walk out, Divot invisible at your side, but they don't see him. They just see the, halfling armored frame of Tynna Smoothhands, the dragon skull helmet, the light that seems to reflect off of you at all times as you round the corner into this way. You see, the first person to look up and hear the words, your father, Shren Oldbuck. Divot, this is actually for you the first time you've laid eyes on your old man, and you feel the kind of trepidation in the quivering hand of your sister, even though she stands strong. The sight of seeing him once more, sends a shiver down her spine that you can feel. You see, he looks up. You killed
Holding Divot's hand before he has the chance to say anything. Can we talk?
You see his crooked smile. He looks down at Mithra. Me? Or her? He points down. Which one do you want to talk to, Tynna?
I look at Mithra and I say, I'll talk to you later. I'm not ready for you. Actually, you're not ready for me right now. So you, Dad, you.
All right, Tynna, I would say, again, we're kind of in the narrative function here. As far as you would like to move, I would allow you in this moment. So you can be wherever you would want to be up to this point. You can kind of walk through. You see the guards up on the north and south kind of looking down at you. Again, nobody's like directly pointing weapons at you or anything. But, it is a bunch of hired thugs rolling around with your old man. You know what they're like.
I saunter up and I'm face to face with Mithra, but I'm addressing my father.
I'll give you a little kiss there. You're not like talking through her mouth. Tynna, you walk through, you kind of peek up, throw a knowing glance at the people on either side of you. These weak thugs are nothing in comparison to your new power. Your eyes kind of fall upon that strange tattooed mage in the background. She hums with a pretty powerful magic energy. You look past the piercing amethyst eyes of Mithra, denying her the moment that she so desperately wants. And you look, insultingly beyond her to who her keeper is. It's Shren. And as you look back up at him, he kind of smiles. You killed my boy, Tynna. Tyrannies. The
You
son
didn't
I
care
always
about him
wanted.
at all. Oh, the son you always wanted, please. You didn't give a shit about him. Listen, I'm not here to rehash memories or play out any of that. I have something that I think you want to take a look at.
She's a little surprised. Huh.
Oh yeah, you want to know?
Well, I suppose we didn't come all this way for nothing. What do you got?
I found a luck blade.
Tynna,
And
I can't help but
only
shut.
Yeah. And it's only your services that I could use in this moment, because it's cursed.
A luck blade.
Will you take
You
a
must
look at
think
it?
I'm
for me,
fucking
please?
stupid. A luck blade.
I do.
Well,
And you see
yeah,
all the
I
thugs
do,
laugh,
but that's
too.
beside the point. Do you want me to produce it? Is that what you want? That's too easy.
Smarter than you look.
Call off your goons, and I'll show it to you.
She looks
This is
around.
weird.
All right, Tynna. You've perked my interest. Let's see what you got. He waves with his hands, and you see the thugs, that kind of surround on the north. They back off, kind of, not not leaving. They're still around, But they kind of clear the way. Currently, the only people you see, even the mage, kind of step back against the canyon now. The only people standing before you and close to you, that strange, unmoving statue, Mithra in front of you, and Shren. Even his boys behind him back off a little bit.
I look around, and am I aware of where Rial is?
Yeah, I mean, again, I know we're kind of caught in that weird milieu between storyline and initiative. But yes, you know what the plan is. Rial would be moving to the south of you, ostensibly along this ridge.
Okay. If I am able, I'd like to make eyes with Rial and sort of signal just him to only move forward with the blade. And yeah, I want to see if I can kind of like communicate like through some sort of like body language really quickly with Rial, like just you, pretend it's just us here. If I could communicate with that with my eyes to Rial as I sort of signal for him to come forward with the luck blade.
Yeah,
blade.
Tynna, you're standing there, badass as fuck, just like sunlight shining off you, steely, unmoving gaze as you stare upon your wretched father, and then you kind of like turn around and you're like, and then you fucking turn back around like a badass motherfucker again. No one's the wiser. But Rial, yeah, again, that's she says that to you, Rial. She reaches out and mentions that you should come this way and bring the blade. What do you want to do?
Certainly abide. Tynna knows what's best, and they've never met me before, so they're just gonna see this tree-ass motherfucker walk out. That's gonna be cool.
Oh God!
We would go to the shrub.
As you turn back around all dope, one of the nearby trees just starts moving, and it just steps out of the shadows, revealing the Trial. Trial steps out. Where do you want to put yourself in this, Rial? How far do you want to come?
What's like visible for them? I mean, if I'm like on the bridge.
I would say past the bridge, or if you want to be on the bridge, you could be on the bridge.
Yeah, let's go to the middle of the bridge and kind of even like wrap the vines around like the bridge, just to give them some kind
Dope,
of.
Yeah. You see your cool like roots just like wrap around the wooden bridge posts and just kind of make it even more sturdy just by your standing on it. You see the tree feet of yours kind of locking in. But yes, they can see you from here. You see Shren, kind of his eyes grow wide as he's looking past you, like what kind of strange magics are these? And he kind of tips his hat up. And you see a detail you hadn't noticed before, Tynna. It looks like one of his eyes has been gouged out. And in its place, there's like a platinum eye. And instead of like a normal, like human eye, it's like the reptile slit. And so you see as he kind of looks up, he tips his hat up with his pipe and reveals that, yes, indeed, he only has kind of one eye. And it's weird in the way his face has a strange, morbid look to it. It's like the most like Divit's father it's ever looked. It's like his own face is distorted as well, and you can't help but think about your brother's twisted, revenant face. Divit, you notice this as well in this moment. Divit, in this moment of strange realization for you, your eyes fall upon the face of Shren Oldbuck, who you've now found to be your father. You're like searching his body for distinguishing features, and the thing that steps out most is the fact that the man wears a really nice hat. And you in your life have always been a lover, of haberdasheries, and his fine top hat, with its little red sash and everything. It's just right for his outfit. And so you see as he tips it up, and you see the little platinum eye flash. What you got, tree man? What you got?
I recognize this hat on his head as well, and I see, I want, I get. I'm gonna save that for later. But as he addresses Rial, I'm like, okay, what bullshit story can I come up with? Fuck, okay, try to remember when I did this a lot. Okay, this is my friend. I've been traveling with him very, very long, and he came upon a luck blade. Yeah.
All right, give me a deception check, Tynna.
But that's what happened.
And that's what happened.
Roll well, and they'll be like, yes, that has happened to me as well.
It's kind of the truth.
Do I have advantage?
You don't. You're not a trickster cleric anymore.
Okay, I can then.
Yeah, you fumble over your words a little bit. Not as good at lying as you once were. You know, it just feels weird telling lies out of the benevolent mouth of the now Shantia connected to the smooth hands. You see, again, Shren is no fool. He, he's a lot of bad things, but he's not an idiot. And he kind of nods at you, and you can see in his one eye, he looks down at you, and it's like he's not buying your story, but he kind of gestures for you to go on.
Yeah, so if you could take a look at it and remove the curse.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
Mithra!
I know that.
You see she turns and looks up at him. He's like, why don't you go get it, sweetie? You see Mithra Willow Song looks at you with her amethyst eyes and begins walking past you. She's walking over to Rial. Divit, she, almost bumps into your invisible self, and you kind of move out of the way as she walks through the space where you stood. And she meets you. You see Mithra looking forward at you, Rial. She's waiting for the sword. Did you present it to her?
No, I hopped off the bridge and met her halfway. Each time I walk on the ground, you can kind of see the roots. Just want to be something that's been unseen before. And I won't even grab the blade. I'm just gonna look at her, and it's the voice is much more gravelly, as a wooden creature. It's almost like a Batman in Batman Begins when Scarecrow's tripping out, and it's that crazy fucking but a tree.
I love it. Yes.
And
I get it.
I'm just gonna tell her I will
take it myself.
Yeah, that voice.
If while Mithra passes me, can I bump her shoulder a little bit?
Yo, Tynna, you can. All right, this might. Let's play this narrative moment out from where it is. We know it was supposed. What's happening in this moment. So Tynna, as she walks by, you look at her and you see the gorgeous details of her perfect linear face. Her fair skin, these majestic purple amethyst eyes that she has, that hum of dark magic that is sexy in all the right ways. And you're just like, man, F this chick. And you go to throw a shoulder. When you do, your shoulder just goes through her. The air stops. You see she looks down. She looks up at you. All right, so Rial, you're standing, you're still up there. You now see this, your intention to show the blade yourself. You can kind of hop down in this moment, but you see that she's strangely just looking at Tynna, looking around. Everybody saw it, and then she's gonna continue trying to keep walking.
I try to grab for her arm.
Your hand goes right through her. Tynna, in a moment, you know exactly what this is. When you were a trickster cleric, your domain feature, your ability to create a perfect duplicate of yourself, a perfect illusion. In this moment, as you reach through, you feel that crackling yellow energy of Tharizdun. This is not only a trickery cleric, but somebody embraced with the exact same magic you used to have. And it's like putting your hand into a light socket. You feel the shock of trickster magic as your hand passes through her as if she was an illusion.
The trickster magic hits me like a lightning bolt, and I forget the intention of what we're doing for a second, and I cast Dispel Magic on her.
Dope. All right, so this is initiative. The narrative,
Yeah.
You guys see, the whole plan was she was going to try to talk it out. She was going to do this stuff. You see this moment where she phases through the shoulder of this illusion. It's like, oh shit. And then you see Tynna just kind of look at her. Her hand glows with magic. We go into initiative. Now, again, no bullshit. You can not believe me all you want. I don't care. Tynna rolled the highest in initiative.
I did!
She rolled a 19, and it's fantastic. So we're starting at the top of initiative, Tynna. You see feel free to place yourselves where you would be as part of your plan, and we'll just roll through initiative from there. This all kind of snaps in. The 6 seconds begins as initiative takes place. Tynna, your action's going to be casting Dispel Magic on her.
Yeah. This was not the plan that I had in my head. I'm flabbergasted with myself as I see the spell leave my fingertips. I'm like, what are you doing? But it's her. She does this to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's Dune. You know, it's like there's that.
There's Dune.
Ooh, yeah. Fuck you. You know, you kind of just, it's like punching a wall after you bang your hand on it or something, you know. It's so yeah, instinctually you just reach in and cast Dispel Magic. It is not 4th level or higher. So Tynna, you turn and look at this illusion, and you reach back in where that dark electricity was, and rather than letting it strike your hand, you squash it. Your glowing white-yellow magic reaches in and crushes the black energy within, and you watch the illusion disappear.
Oh yeah.
Send me the real one.
All right.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn. She said he wasn't real.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Bring him
Tynna.
out. Bring him out.
So you hear, you know, like rumbling over here from this strange cave entrance near the southwest of this map. You hear the footsteps of her boots. You've heard it. It's just, you're having these same like sensual castbacks, just like you remember the steps of Shren as he came down when he would return home. You also remember the sound of her boots on the stone castle, you know, where you guys would sneak away to the library together and, you know, fool around despite your headmistress's constant punishing you too for not, you know, attending to your clerical duties. And you hear her, she's like, "You want me, Tynna?" You hear the footsteps, and she emerges from the cave. "Here I am."
So in this moment, like, of course I see her and I'm taken aback by her, but can I kind of drop us out of initiative?
Yeah.
And like try to, yeah, okay. So I see her and I don't assume that I want you. I require you for a task. Go bring the little blade to your master.
She kind of looks at Shren. It's, you know, it's kind of like the same thing you guys are going through right now. It's like, we all kind of had a plan, and this isn't really the plan that we had talked about, the way that things were going to go, so we don't really know what to do right now. And so, yeah, you see her, you know, normally kind of like, doesn't like showing her weakness. In this moment, she has to begrudgingly look at Shren to see, you're right, she does seem to be his lapdog of some sense. And you see Shren, you know, his eyes kind of watching this display of power that you just showcased. The speaking of this word of the luck blade. His greed.
Yeah, I
best.
feel like powerful, maybe even standing just close to the luck blade. I feel intoxicated by its power, but also I feel more powerful than I've ever felt. And these little demons of my past are little tiny bugs that I eat for breakfast on toast with mole eggs.
Slapping them away. They go well with the mole eggs. All right, so you've sussed out one of the. In fact, you guys now know of 2 little tricks that they had planned for you. You know of the invisible assassins waiting on the ridge to jump at whatever word. You now know that there was an illusionary duplicate of Mithra. So yeah, you see as like they're not super pleased that some of their tricks have been revealed. You see Mithra begrudgingly just begins walking. And unlike her illusion, Tynna, you see she cannot help but stop. She looks up at you. And her intense purple amethyst eyes start to glow with the black fire of synthesis. Divit, you hear the heartbeat. Start beating in your chest as her eyes grow black. It is good to see you again, Tynna. And the dark voice from within the soft and delicate mouth of Mithra, as she walks past you, you feel a cold breeze of dark energy just permeates off of her, the same way that the light and benevolence does you, as if the sun and the moon passing each other on this walkway.
I recognize that energy as the energy that turned Shren into what he is today. Everything started going wrong when Synthesis came into my life. Everything bad that's ever happened to me is because of Synthesis. And I hear the voice rumbling and, oh no, I lose control all over again. And oh god, I'm gonna hit the Mithra form with I want to hit her with so I'm gonna be struck by Shantia's light as a defense weapon. I'm gonna try to cast some radiant sacred flame just as a cantrip, just as a reflexive. Again, I don't even realize what I'm doing, and I just try to rid
All right.
Sithis from her.
Tynna, for sheer dope narrative value, you know, you dropped out of initiative. The new encounter began. It began to play out. And once more, there's too much involved here. The sight of your father, the fact that your brother has never seen him before, all the things you wish you could tell him. You know, one of the love interests of your life being so close to you, the cold touch of synthesis that you know has permeated your life, your father, even leading to the death of your mother. You know, and so it's just unable to contain yourself. We re-engage initiative for realsies, and you get off a sacred flame on me. And that is the signal fire for you guys.
Yeah, that's the signal, guys.
That's
and
the signal?
as I cast it,
we never talked about the signal.
As I cast, I go, this is the signal!
Oh my god!
All right, Tynna, give me a sacred flame.
Yes, the signal.
Yeah.
The sacred signal.
A sacred signal! Keep going.
All right.
Oh no.
Not hot damage there. You're just so upset. She does get a dex.
I'm so surprised.
All right, she gets a dex save. She gets a 12. Your DC is 15, so she fails. She takes the full fury of the 3 damage.
Take that 3.
Usually all they get from me is the full 3, so.
Oh man.
Boom! You guys see the signal fire goes off. You see Shren sitting back as he watches the burst. You see him smile, pleased, like this is the way he would rather this go down. He kind of leans forward, dusts his cloak back. Again, he's a halfling, so it's like weird for such a dope dude to be like 3.5 feet tall, you know? And so it's like his little duster, like a little kid, a little human would be able to wear. But he's just like just as badass and pure as Tynna can be in her, you know, bounty. So he can be like ruthless and swarthy at the same time. He stands up, and you see he's got all kinds of these weird little mechanical trinkets all over him. Like he's wearing a bunch of bracelets. He's got this weird little golden belt at his side. He's got earrings that look like they're gear loops hung down. But yeah, the ride is the roller coaster's about to begin. Tynna, you blast her for 3 damage. You see the holy, searing light of Shantia, as if answering your call to because she's trying to get fresh. Whack! You know, you slap her in the back of the shoulder with it, almost as if calling Synthesis out. You know, piercing the darkness rather than attacking her. You're punching Synthesis in the face. You see she turns.
I have my moment where I this is the signal. I have all of that, but as I'm extending the radiant energy from my fingertips, I'm trying to look into her eyes. I'm trying to find the girl I love. And I find words escaping my lips, and I'm saying, this isn't you.
That is very true, Tynna. And as you look in this, it's so sad to you because you know that no matter what happened to her, to Mithra, there is not a chance that there wouldn't be some connection between you two in this moment. And as you look back at the burning purple and black eyes that sear back at you, even after spurning her with this magic, it's like the corruption is so deep that it is in fact Synthesis looking back at you in this moment, and not the eyes of Mithra Willowsong.
I recognize that corruption fully deep within her core because it's the same corruption that I saw in Shren, and I see she's too far gone. She's too far gone. And if I could do a bonus action.
You can, yeah. This will be your full turn here.
Okay. I'd like to ready my spiritual weapon and
that would actually be a
prepare
full
for the
action.
worst.
So it would have to be one of your
sorry.
bonus actions, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Let me get my life together. I'm sorry.
You could do, I think, sacred. What is it? Sacred weapon is a bonus act. You could summon your little scythe.
Yeah.
Let's.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Scythe.
My little scythe. I want to pull out. Yeah, and I want to prepare that. Yeah, sorry.
All right, yeah. Go ahead and cast Spiritual Weapon, because I think you can place it. You might even be able to take a swing with it this round.
Okay, yeah.
Dot on it, so I don't lose it. There we go.
Yeah. I want to prepare my spiritual weapon, and I'm looking into her eyes, and they're not her eyes. It's not her, and I'm preparing for the worst.
Yes, a very cold moment of realization as you look upon the features of someone you know and feel the energy of something else within them. The burning, as this kind of moment intensifies, Rial, even you can't help but as you see the burning black and purple eyes kind of be drawn back at the sight. You see, this spark of whatever synthesis is within Mithra in this moment. It is your turn in initiative.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. You casted Spiritual Weapon. Did you want to attack her with it?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I want to
I'm
attack
so sorry.
her with
That was
it.
my bad. I didn't
No,
scroll down.
I wasn't clear. I'm a little.
No, 22 AC. That hits 6 damage. So yeah, your scythe, your little golden scythe, the bounty of Shantia, the harvest. You summon this light scythe and it appears by her side, gouging into it for 6 damage. Nice.
Yeah, and it's painful to swing, but it's a mercy to have the evil escape from her.
It was
the most love I could do.
Yeah, no, trying to fill her with some of that radiant, energy. That's the light source that you draw from Pradeep. It's this radiant blast. So, trying to pump some of that good light into her. See if you can't rattle the synthesis out of this girl.
Yeah, I'm gonna snack some Shantia into her.
Yeah. So Rial, we switch over to you. You see the moment, the burst, you feel the cold chill, the touch of synthesis. Not engaged or looking at you, but you can kind of feel that strange presence. Something deep within you is tickled, but you couldn't really put your finger on what. What do you want to do?
So, oh, man. That just hurts. Like, seeing the spread of this person that I was, derived from, and, how much chaos is being caused. It sucks. I'm gonna at least, cue eyes to Tynna to see if she wants all of our help on Mithra, or if she's got this. I know it's a very personal thing.
Yeah, I kind of do the same little eye charade that we were doing before, and it ends up saying no, this is my battle, man, and take care of the other guys.
All right,
And
Joe.
it really reassures me too, just because there was so much mistrust, and now that we've moved so far past it, and we are fighting for the same goal, I just feel really good that things are good between Tynna and Rial.
Hell yeah.
We can even eye communicate now. We got this.
Yeah, we have this language, and we feel this solidarity. And even though I'm still worried about synthesis, you're still my family. We still got each other.
Yeah, he's proven to be there for you time and time again. Even in this strange moment, that you're having now, you see him quickly look to you first, Tynna. And that is no small gesture. You sense the power of that moment as Rial looks, ready to act on your will, and you give him the nod. So yeah, she's saying, I'm gonna fight this one. So what do you want to do, Rial?
Yeah, before all that, when we were trying to do things peacefully, what are we, the 5? What?
You're the Ferocious Five.
Did I notice, because I saw the illusion, and that's my page in the phone book there. Do I make any connection in that? I'm thinking that mage with the tattoos on the head. She's looking pretty fishy. She looks like she needs an arrow in the face.
Yo, Rial, you again with your arcane knowledge, you look at her and she kind of drips magic. It's there's something up with this. She's almost not even trying to hide it. There's a literal blue energy that kind of glows off of her. You kind of give me a history check, Rial. You might actually know where her garb derives from.
Interesting. History check, you say. That has treated us so well in the past. The old history check. It's back, guys. 13?
13. So, I mean, it's not like this is some obscure fact, but you can kind of tell from the tattoos on her face and everything and the style of the leathers that she wears. She's not a member of the Syndicate. In fact, she's from Argovia. So, a little bit. I mean, Argovia is pretty legendary for having these battle mages. And you're kind of looking at her, you're like, oh shit, I've heard about these dudes. They're supposed to be kind of the special forces of the Argovian military. And so kind of a strange, not uncommon that, a syndicate would be be dealing with many kingdoms. He's got his hands in a lot of pockets. But this is indeed, as you kind of look at it, you're like, oh shit, that's an Argovian battle mage.
Shit.
And yeah, you're like, ooh, her face looks just begging for an arrow.
Oh, absolutely, yes. I have the most range, I think, so I would love to shoot her, please.
Absolutely.
So polite.
So you'll be attacking from where are you at right now, Riel? I'm sorry, I know we kind of like rewinded that bit of narrative. So are you just kind of over here by the bridge?
I mean, if I ever went back up to the bridge, like I dipped back with Brunor, like in our formation that we had beforehand.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, you've got, like I said, with her not walking all the way up, there was no need for you to jump off the bridge. So so yes, we at this point, Rial, you kind of step out. You're attacking from stealth. You get your advantage, which is you got 18 AC, which is good enough. Mages are dope, but they don't tend to have high armor classes. So 7. Again, you're attacking from stealth, so you'll get your sneak attack damage as well.
Right.
Ooh.
46 coming right up. 17.
Nice. 3 plus 7, so 24 total. Oof. Nice punch there, bro.
Hey, I try,
So yeah, you see that, you pop out and just, you were wise enough to leave your trial hands in a position where you could use the Daughter of Ash, as this tree bow. It's just so fitting in this moment. You pull the string back, let go. Your precision is uncanny, Rial. You're so good. You attack from sneak, revealing yourself. You see, Divit, you're kind of aware that the invisible assassins are both like, look over at where this arrow came from. But yeah, dude, you splatter right in the shoulder. And you see as the arrow strikes her, like, dark-skinned shoulder, there's almost this weird burst of blue energy. And you see that the rock face next to her blows out. There's this weird arcane explosion when she gets hit. And the guard that's standing on it actually falls down as this little rock slide blows off of this strange, weird, wild magic. It's 10 feet, so he actually takes a D6, Rial.
Slapstick, I love it. Hell yeah.
But yeah, they have this wild, and I mean, again, to kind of play into the Argonian battle mages, they are said to wield this extremely volatile wild magic. And so you've seen it now in action as this weird blue sheen around her kind of blows up when she gets hit. He takes 4 damage, pretty nice. You see he falls and kind of like blasts his face on some of the rocks, falling prone at the feet there down by the ledge down here. So yeah, sweet, Rial. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, so not sure as we go down the ranks, but Brunor and I are sweeping up the south side here. I'm actually gonna move because I've grappled our thick wriggly boy before. I'm gonna use vine legs to like wrap around. So if we go flying, I can
awesome
rain down some arrowy fire.
Yeah, you see your roots start growing around Brian's thick wiggly tail. And so that, yeah, it's like if he was flying, you would kind of be hanging underneath, just like bringing the pain. So you root into her.
But I'll hang tight until we take off, but we're ready for the next ready to see what's gonna happen. Hydrate, everybody.
Oh yeah.
All right, Divit.
We're gonna get weird.
You stand invisible, in between these other 2 invisible assassins that think they have the drop still. They don't notice, that your robe of eyes, you're invisible, and they can't see other invisible things. So they still, they're looking around. They're not even trying to hide. They think they're invisible, and nobody's, none the wiser. They're standing there. And you kind of look around as you shimmer in this invisible energy, casting one last final look up at your old man, standing there. Again, you definitely think you may have inherited a little of his swarthiness. He does certainly paint quite a picture as he stands there, chewing on the end of his pipe, smiling menacingly, looking forward to this exchange, it would seem.
All right, I got a surprise for him. I sense that Sisyphus energy coming from this combatant in front of me, and it's the first time I've felt that from somebody other than Rial. And it's hard when I feel it with Rial, because I love Rial, but I don't love this person. And before I know it, there's this weird old rage filling up within inside me. And using my Sculptor of Flesh ability, I want to cast Polymorph, and I want to turn into a T-Rex.
Oh.
Dope. All right.
I've been wanting to do this for 25 years. Tyrannosaurus.
All right. Yeah. No, Divot, because you're 8 now. So the T-Rex. All right. Give me one roll 20 second while things are a little sluggish here. But yes, Divot. Go ahead and paint out your transformation while I get the requisite tokens set up for you.
Okay, so I'm invisible, right? And when this starts happening, it's like my form, my bones just start to grow out, and then like meat starts growing around them. So the first thing that anybody would see would just be this big skeleton with like beef jerky wrapping around it as it slowly became like reverse disintegrated and became a T-Rex in front of their very eyes where there previously had been nothing.
Oh my god.
It's so beautiful.
Just like it got beamed in by the starship, you know? Like just
All right, Divot. This is a little roll 20 slog. It's roll 20 won't let me bring it in. I'm upset, but anyway, let's see if this works. I'm gonna bring this in. Just tell me if you can move that.
Oh yeah.
Dope. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Divot, normally I would just give you the T-Rex character sheet, but even though I paid for the Monsters Manual, I for some reason cannot drag and drop the stupid Tyrannosaurus Rex in this moment. So, boom, yes, you guys see, and again, he's huge, you know what I mean? Like, this is a 3 by 3 square. You fill up the entire canyon, so massively large as this giant Tyrannosaurus Rex. Just as described, Divot, this massive, bone turned to flesh, turned to meat, grows to this massive size in front of them. And holy effing crap, there's a Tyrannosaurus Rex! I am going to call it a D-Rex, if you will.
Yeah, and if I may, it still looks a little undead.
Heck yeah, you may.
Oh. Yeah.
So yeah, this almost like a Dracolich is to a dragon, or it's like this like fleshy bone kind of thing. You're like that version of a T-Rex, like halfway between Jurassic Park alive and Jurassic Park in a museum, and so there's just enough flesh, and you can see like your organs, because you are this creature. Like you can see like your big heart like beating between the illuminate or the translucent skin as you sit up. Your teeth, rather than just sharp and menacing, they're all twisted and black. You look up, it's quite a sight. Tyrannosaurus Rex, dude. Heck yeah. So what do you want to do? T-Rex? D-Rex?
All right, so I would like, if I may, as a nod to Jurassic Park, immediately attack Mithra a la the lawyer in the bathroom with a bite.
Yes, Tynna, you're looking at Mithra, the burning eyes, and you watch this like giant Tyrannosaurus Rex appear, and just like the lawyer on the bathroom, you see the giant toothy maw of this D-Rex come down and attempt to bite at her. Go ahead and give me the so Divot, again, I'm sorry I can't give you the actual character sheet. You'll have to roll a d20 and then add 10 to it.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So that's a 19.
That's a hit. So you
All right.
Oh my god.
Big damage. Let me tell you, I have played a character that had polymorph, and I loved turning into a T-Rex back in my day. And yeah, let me remind me, Divot, how big is the damage? It's like, is it 40? What is it? Hit me.
It's 4d12 plus 7 piercing damage.
For each one?
And that creature is grappled as well.
Dope.
Wow. I see this happen.
Like
and
they're
I'm
in my mouth.
Is there a strength? Does she get a strength check to see if she's grappled?
The escape is a DC 17.
All right. Divot, yeah, give me damage, bro. 4d12 plus 7.
All right, 4d12. That feels good.
You feel the
All right,
heartbeat.
so 27 plus 7.
34. She's definitely bleeding. Divot, your teeth just sink right into her skin, and Tynna, you watch as this massive, huge Tyrannosaurus Rex, the undead skeleton version, bites her, right at her midsection, and just picks her up.
Yeah, I watched this happen, and it's insanely shocking. And I'm like, oh, I'm shocked, but I can't help but like get a little guilty happiness and a thrill and feel like, oh, thanks, big bro, for protecting me.
Yeah, dude, it's like, whew, familial strength in this moment. Divot, you're right. You ever grappled? T-Rexes are sweet, in case anybody wonders.
Yeah, so here's the kicker. He gets 2 attacks. The other one is the tail, and I'm gonna. So these fucking assassins that didn't think anybody could see them, I know exactly where they were, and when I throw her up for the chomp down or whatever, I'm gonna use a little tail whip to take out one of these assassins, and he's not even gonna see it coming because he doesn't fucking think I can see him.
Yeah, it's also dope that it's the tail. It's like you're biting her and like, "Rah!" And then they're like, oh shit! And this big, huge dinosaur tail comes at them. So yeah, that's also a plus 10. So go ahead and just roll a d20. They have a 15 AC. You sold your performance a little too well, Divot. You're like, I'm not even gonna look at them. They'll never see it coming. And you feel your tail just slap in. Yeah, you're right. I didn't take my hit. What am I doing?
I was gonna sip.
Ooh,
I'm
I'm gonna do it with this.
Ooh, yeah, I gotta get a sip in too.
It's a little joint bomb.
Ooh.
Classic. All right, yeah. Don't forget to crit sip. Hydrate.
Very class A.
All right, so Divot, you do feel your tail slap into something. Unfortunately, it's just the wall, and not rolling a 1. I'm not going to give you the same kind of knockdown ability that Rial had with his explosion. You unfortunately missed time. You're not used to having such short arms, such a long tail. It takes a little bit of time to kind of feel out your T-Rex.
Cool.
T-Rex.
Dope. Giant T-Rex.
So yeah, I think I'm just gonna stand there and roar, and that's the end of my turn.
Go ahead and give me an intimidation check, Divot. Whereas some of these more swarthy adventurer types, the battle mage and the other things might be okay with this. These little Syndicate scrubs didn't sign on to be fighting a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So dirty 20.
Oh.
Dope.
Ooh.
So yeah, I'm actually.
I get advantage on intimidation for being Revenant.
Oh. Wow.
So yes, this undead it works too because you're like an undead Tyrannosaurus Rex. So in that case, that's a crit hit.
Oh man.
I'm gonna have to reload this ball already.
All right, Divot. So you watch as you let out your, Jurassic Park style. They all kind of back up a little bit. They all move back a little scared. And again, kind of like you've done with your intimidating presence. This guy's still prone. With your intimidation presence before, they don't seem to want to be moving toward you at all. So your intimidation there with the crit, you've managed to make these little the more scrubby Syndicate guys think twice about what's going on. The assassins are a little higher challenge rating, so they're not quite as susceptible to the thing. But yeah, dope. You got anything else, Divot?
No, that's plenty. Tight.
Yeah, turning into Tyrannosaurus Rex, biting that woman in half. Cool. Cool. All right, so it's funny. The guards are actually up. The Syndicate thugs actually are next. And you see them all kind of just like looking around at each other, not really sure what to do. And then finally Shren just takes his pipe, points it out forward, and they all pull out their little short bows and fire little like piddly strikes at you, Tynna.
Oh, come on.
Rude.
3 7s in a row. Oh, and then a crit!
Whoa.
We're just mean, man.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all
Man,
the ones
man.
that can see or would hit you. So 3 arrows just kind of bounce around the ground around you, Tynna. You know, some of them are actually just, you just kind of bat away with your hand as one of them shoots at you, as you keep your eyes locked on your girl who's flying in the mouth of your Tyrannosaurus
I
Rex.
feel the arrows hit me, and I whip my head around. Are you kidding me? And then I focus back on Mithra.
You see, they're like, oh, so, and they're all very torn. But one of them does land true after that display. He's like, screw you, lady. Shoots his bow. He gets double damage on those. Ooh, you take 12 piercing damage. Remember, you do have some temporary HP. I believe it's 8.
Yeah.
So you would only take 4 damage.
Ew. Rude.
Rude asshole.
Oh, I'm sorry. And you have to make a Constitution saving throw, Tynna. DC 12. Nice. There is poison on this. You do manage to pass, so it does not affect you because you all have resistance to poison with your green dragon's armor. So. You feel the poison, but you don't even let it phase you.
If I may, can I pluck it out
Heck yeah.
and like throw it back, disgusted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Judgmental.
not even like a spear. You just throw it. It's all wobbly and weird in the air, and kind of lands on the ground. There's that whistle. I can only do it when I play D&D. That's the thing. All right, yeah, Tynna, dope. You kind of just pull it out, look at the poison, throw it back kind of in the direction of the guy that shot it at you. That's it. That's the they ended up done. Next, is my man Shren. All right, so you see, this spectacle. Everybody, as the men around him are feared and their eyes fill with fear at the sight of just this like benevolent, glowing halfling cleric and this massive Tyrannosaurus Rex, this tree spirit. It's just this like crazy sights in front of them. Shren is unfazed, and if anything, he seems completely amused by all of this. And so he looks forward and he stands up and he's like, Tynna, I said I would kill you for what you did. I still will. But you know what? I think I'd rather watch you die. And he grabs this pendant that's hanging on his chest, and when he does, the statue that's in front of him, you see the just giant, about 10-foot tall stone statue. The eyes suddenly come to life. They're this burning, bright red energy. And you hear as if great, giant, massive, heavy stones shift and click into place. The statue stands up tall. You're looking at this creature. It seems to be alive, being a life cleric, you look at it. This creature is not technically alive. It is brought to life by magic. So, this is a little detail. It might factor into some of the spells or whatever that you do with it, but you do notice right away as a cleric of life that this thing is not alive. But this giant golem comes to life in front of you and enters the fray. That's his action. He is going to use his bonus action. He's actually just going to get a better position to watch. You see as he just kind of like slowly walks along the edge. Like a stone starts to slide and he pulls it off like he meant to do it the whole time. And he's actually pretty swarthy, so he pulls it off a little bit. And you see him step even a little bit higher up onto this ledge. So this area here is about 15 feet up. And you see, again, not really a shy dude. He's standing right on the edge of this thing, kind of looking down, smiling. You see him as he does smile. The gears on his earrings suddenly start turning at the same time. There's all kinds of strange magical machinations as you look at the finer details of Shren Oldbuck. So he's done, but that does mean it is the golem's turn. Tynna, you watch this giant, 10 foot tall, moving stone fixes its eyes on you. Cold, emotionless. You feel the ground shake with each trembling step. It moves forward, and it attacks twice.
Don't like that.
Oh, no.
24 AC on the first hit, Tynna.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, sorry. Could you repeat that for me?
Yeah, it hit a 24 AC.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that hits for sure.
All right, you see the big giant stone again, just like this force of stone and earth blasting you. You feel just the strongest gut check you've ever felt as the air is knocked out of your stomach. You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage. Actually, I rolled a bunch of ones.
God.
That's funny. You see him come down, his other fist. You hear the rotating stone, almost like a pivot drive, crushing toward you. And 18 AC.
Yeah, that I'm a 16. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is within 5, I'll just say, because you have that new ability, if you were so inclined to use it now, not to say you have to. But it does, it only hits you by a couple. So if you wanted to shield, you could.
Yeah, if I can in this moment. I wasn't sure if it would interrupt the initiative, but yeah, I'd like to use a reaction and cast shield on myself.
So yeah, this is exactly what the spell is for, Tynna. So shield, it happens, it's based the reaction mechanic of that type of magic. I know you don't have a ton of reaction spells. It happens when something happens. So when you get hit, you have the option to use the shield ability. Now you can specially use it on other people too, but in this case, you get gut checked, and then you look up at your dad smiling menacingly, and you like refuse to give him the pleasure of watching you get crushed by this creature. And so as the second fist comes, you look him right in the eyes, and the fist punches this magical shield that erupts in front of you. Pretty good, because that was going to be a lot of damage. All right, so that's the stone golem goes.
Jeez.
And boom, boom. Who's up next? That was nice, Tynna. Good use of that little new perk of your legacy relic.
Woo!
All right, the mage. All right, so you see her kind of like gauging the situation. You see her shoulder still kind of smoldering from bleeding from the arrow of Rial. She kind of, you see her roll her shoulders back, leaves the arrow in, doesn't let it bother her, moves forward 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Steps right next to the stone golem. And then you see this crackling energy. She has these strange tattoos on her body. And you see as she starts to call upon the blue energy, all the tattoos start glowing with blue light. And she glows so bright for a second that you don't seem to notice this swirling cyclone of ice magic that she just draws out from within herself. Divit, Tynna, and Mithra, you guys are going to be making a big saving throw here. Let me pull her up. Boom. All right, so this is a pretty big save. It's a 60-foot cone. So again, she kind of uses wild magic, and she doesn't really concern herself too much with hitting friend or foe. So that's actually, dude, it's a 60-foot cone, so that's also going to hit the assassins.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So yeah, again, this crazy, wild, crackling magic, seemingly not really cold, just carelessly throwing this blast of cyclone of energy. Cone of cold, 5th level spell. So everybody's going to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 14.
Good luck.
Roll hot.
Roll hot, everybody. Oh.
Hugs and nugs.
13.
Okay, so how do I do that as the T-Rex? My Constitution is a 19.
So it'd be plus 4. So just roll a D10 and add 4 to that. Right.
Okay.
Did the siblings roll the same? My goodness.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Good old lucky 13.
Yeah.
8.
Did you say lumpy 13?
I said
Ooh,
lumpy. I
lumpy.
did.
All right, here we
Lumpy
go.
gravy
8d8 damage.
I'm a little high. Sorry, I said lumpy.
Sorry.
Oh
How much damage? What?
All right, so you guys both failed, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
I mean,
I expect so.
Yeah.
Really harsh. You're about to fucking kill them both.
All right, so you take 8d8 damage, which is
Oh.
39 damage.
Oh.
All right.
You said 39 damage?
39 ice damage.
Oh wow.
Don't forget your temporary hit points.
Oh, Mithra's got to make that save. Hold up. She passes, but she takes half of that.
Damn, I'm down to 97 hit points.
I'm down to 1.
What?
Unless I did some very bad math, but I'm down to 1. No, yeah, I have to.
Ooh! Yeah, yo, Mithra does get super jacked. She takes half of that, so that would be 19. Dude, Mithra is at 1!
Get out of town.
Wow.
All right, and then my assassins. I'm sorry, I'm so excited. This is so cool.
Wow.
Screw this chick. Like, I'd be so mad. I'd be like, this chick sucks. Why'd she hit me? All right, they pass, but they do take damage. 19. Which brings them. All right, boom. And boom. Yeah, you see this, like, crazy cyclone of ice damage, similar to the one that Glacius called down. It's actually the same spell. You see, she's summoning some powerful magics. The sheer cold ice just splits through your skin, Tynna, tearing pieces of flesh with it as blood starts pouring out of your armor slits. You know, you are in very bad shape right now. And you see as the ice twists and scorches the skin of the Tyrannosaurus behind you, the D-Rex. You see Mithra's skin scarred and burned and charred with ice, as well as both of the assassins. Ooh, they have to make Constitution saving throws. One pass, one fails. North guy actually becomes visible. So this dude on the north, it's no longer just Divot that knows. This guy's no longer invisible here. The one on the south is still invisible. He passed his save. So yeah, dope. But a deadly display of high-level wizard magic as you guys just see the first really potent wizard unleash on you as you watch this cone of coal just tear through the 60-foot cone in front of her. Oh, okay. Boom. Dope. All right, that's her action. And that's her move and her action. So, Brunor, you're up. You and Brian, what do you do?
Jesus Christ!
Jesus.
There was just so much in such a short amount of time. There was a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and then fucking everyone froze. Holy shit! Okay. So I don't do that though. That's all inside of me. And I sneak my way because I have no idea that there is another assassin. And so I'm gonna sneak my way because they have no idea that we are over here, Cha, or nah, Cha or no?
Cha. Yeah, they're all very focused on the Tyrannosaurus Rex and Cyclone of Ice Magic right now.
And I told y'all about where they were.
Yeah, you guys remember you can attack them with disadvantage. That's the way invisibility works in 5e. You kind of know where they're at, so you could get over there and with disadvantage you would attack.
So the way that we're moving is I'm on top of Brian, he's doing slithers, but he's keeping his like belly up enough so that Rial is underneath him, you know? And he's just holding on to him, and we're doing like sneaky sneaks across like all of it. We're wiggles.
Rial's like a little stick bug.
Yeah.
The tree owl becomes like the rudder as you guys kind of slither through the mud and the grass. You're able to go through pretty efficiently. Could you make me a perception check, Brunor?
Well, I sure can give it a go. Got a 6.
Sweet. So cool. You get up and you're behind this guy. So again, he's invisible, so you can't see him. But if you wanted to take a blind swing at him, since you're stealth, they would wash. It would just be a normal attack with no advantage or disadvantage.
All right, I'll give it a go.
Do it.
I give him a swingy swing with my blingy blind.
Nice.
Yeah, baby.
That'll get it.
Shush.
Twang twang.
Twang twang.
All right, so
So-
you blast him with Angerel.
Yeah.
Let me do a save.
It's like it
Fail.
knows.
The blade of the keeper?
That's right.
Oh, word?
The blade of the keeper.
What?
Brunor, as you go to swing the blade, you see the green runes on the side come to life, and they almost illuminate the outline of where the creature is as you come and slice your blade into the side of him. A 24 AC hits, 12 damage. Nice.
What is it?
And again, he's still kind of cut up and blasted from all this cone of cold. He's bleeding as well from this one strike, and he lost his concentration on invisibility, so he appears before you after your first strike.
So when I hit him the first, I'm gonna be like, ah! And because he scares the shit out of me. Ah! So I guess I was like, I knew, but I didn't know, but I knew.
Right.
So I just swung, and then like wasn't expecting him to be like that close or whatever. So I just kind of swing at him, and I gotta go, wah!
Nice. 17 hits. They have a 15 AC, just so that you know. And nice, and an additional 8 damage. Yeah, you see, embed your blade in his side one more time. He's still alive, but he's bleeding pretty profusely at this point. You see he's in pretty bad shape. He turns around, kind of super surprised. He thought he was getting the drop on you guys. It is, in fact, you that have laid the trap. He looks over at you, a human man. Again, his cloak kind of covers half of his face, but you see the two slits of eyes. He looks very nervous and scared at the sight of you and this giant crocodile.
Yeah, cause can I also have a bite, little bite from Brian?
Yeah, Brian goes on your initiative.
Awesome, that's exciting because Brian saw this Tyrannosaurus Rex and he is enamored, right? So he's like, whoa, this is so excellent and I love this. And he's like communicating with me. He's vibing so hard. He's so excited because he's seeing like another big lizard like him,
Yeah.
So when he sees this, he's inspired and he's like, the first motherfucker I see, I'm gonna bite. That's like exactly that's where he is. He's ready to go. He saw Mithra get bit, so now someone's about to get bit. Oh God.
Talk shit.
Yeah,
get
party,
bit.
party.
Oh shit, get bit! Yeah!
You missed too fit to get
Get
bitten.
So he's like, hell yeah. So he like, when the guy reveals himself, that's when he gives him a good old fashioned bite.
Biggity bite. All right.
But he only does an 8, so.
He has 15 AC, so he misses.
Ah. Well, he was just excited, so it's okay.
He like really wanted to show that he was the Tyrannosaurus Rex also, and then it was like he overhyped himself in the moment, and just kind of like he can't, T-Rex can do this, you know what I mean? Like that's he doesn't really have much of like a flexible neck that he can use. Yeah. So in this moment, as he tries to bite down, you see the assassin again, kind of also proving his battleness. He shifts his feet away and avoids the bite of Brian.
Good for him.
All right, is that the end of your turn, Brunor?
Yeah, that's gonna be the end of my sassy turn here.
All right, speaking of ass-ins, the ass-in in front of you is up. You see he like ain't about to just go down and get blasted and then run away or nothing. So he looks at you, and you see he pulls this like twisted, curvy blade from outside of a sheath on his back, and you see it's constantly dripping this like green goo. You see as it kind of like spills out of the sheath as he pulls it. You see a little steam and bubbling on the ground as he looks up at you, as his slit eyes, scared at first, but now battle resolved and tested, he attempts to strike at you. Now it's nice you went before him. He doesn't get his cool assassinate feature, which really could have been really a lot of damage. He's going to short sword you, 13 AC.
Too bad, I have 18.
And a 15 AC. Yeah.
You missed again, you little bitch.
You see as you vocally assault him, his resolve falls even more. He's considering his options right here, being pinned between a T-Rex and a Dracodile, and he doesn't do. Oh shoot! Oh, I'm sorry. They have an ability. They have the same evasion that Rial has, so they take advantage of that. So the cone of cold didn't hurt them just as much. But he is going to have to stay where he's at. He's not really able to move away without incurring some pretty savage attacks of opportunity. So he sadly squares down and kind of prepares himself to get jacked. Divot, the one in front of you, he's going to try to take a stab at your neck. The same kind of poison-tipped short sword at his side. He makes 2 strikes. 24 AC and a 1. Ooh.
Ooh.
That's a half and half.
Okay.
You see the first strike he gets you with. You take 7 piercing plus 13. I'll make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw, Divot.
So a 15.
15 on the dot is a pass, so you only take half of the 13, which would be 6, and then again you take half damage from poison, so that's 3. You take 3 poison damage and 7 piercing for a total of 10 damage.
Oh yeah.
The second strike misses you entirely. Thorkus, you see as all this stuff goes down, the assassins, now revealed, no longer invisible, the teeth of their trap exposed. You feel that new wind that surges within you. What do you do?
Well, I already said they had 2 strikes against them. Cockney and finger rolling shit. So, I'm just gonna... Sorry guys, old Thorkus is coming out. We're about to have a good old-fashioned bar fight.
Dad.
But outside. Dad.
Fight.
Barn fight.
Dad fight.
Bar
Bar
fight.
fight.
Bar
Bar
fight.
fight. Bar fight.
Fight!
Dad
So,
fight.
I'm gonna use my battle alacrity ability to zoom.
Zoom,
With the
zoom,
book-
BB. Thorkus, your feet move faster than you've ever moved in a single burst, and it's like your smaller dwarf legs have a little hard time. Like you're on your tippy toes for a second before you can even get used to a burst of the battle alacrity of the quick strike blade. Suddenly before you know it, you're 25 feet. Your feet suddenly hit the ground, and your actual movement kicks in. You run up. What do you do?
Well, I would like to hurt this assassin.
Assassin number north guy. Yes. You see, he
Yeah.
he is bleeding. Again, I apologize. The cone of cold didn't hurt them quite as much. It did hurt them, but not quite as much. But they are both bleeding still. They've taken more than half their health.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna hit that guy.
That's a hit. 7. Oh, man, you rolled.
7.
Oh, you rolled a 1. You have great weapon fighting.
Oh, it said 7 on mine. Is that what it
Yeah, if
doesn't
you
give me-
hover over the 7, it'll show you what the number you actually you get +5 for your strength and +1 for the magic. But you
Gotcha.
actually rolled a 1 on the damage on that. So if you want to re-roll
So
that
just-
1 with great weapon fighting, you can.
Yeah.
So just re-roll that hit.
Yeah, just go ahead and re-roll the attack, and we'll just ignore the attack.
So
roll.
that one?
There you go. Instead of a 1, you get a 9. That's why that feat is dope. 15 damage. Blightbringer, comes in the dark stone side of your 2-bladed axe, and you bury it right into his hip. You feel the heft of the blade goes in a couple inches. Almost the blade stopping when it hits the hip bone itself. You see that leg underneath it kind of goes limp. Ugh. And he drops down onto one leg in front of you, very low but not yet dead.
Okay, then I know I have another attack, but I was kind of hoping that I could use, I think it's maneuvering attack. Here, let me cast it.
Yeah.
And I would like to kind of move Tynna back, or allow her to move back behind Divot if possible, as a protection, because she's only at 1 hit point at the moment, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately, this is where
Okay.
Tinna's low movement speed kind of bites you. She only gets to move half of her speed without provoking an attack of opportunity. But this is a pretty cool opportunity for you, Tynna, to move 10 feet away from being right in front of those guys.
I would love to take that opportunity.
Yeah, her lower speed there does kind of bite you a little bit. But you can move 10 feet. And Mithra is like totally grappled right now, so it's not like she's actually posing you a huge threat.
Yeah, I guess I'm affected and I'm feeling this cold overtake me, so I blindly stumble my way and I end up right in front of her.
That's actually really dope use of that, Thorkus. By doing that, you allow her to get distance from those two without getting attacked when she moves away. Like if on her move, she would have had to get attacked by them. Your tactical, know-how, your battle mastery, you kind of draw her back, you feint your attack. When you get that dude right in the hip, you kind of look over at them and yell at him, and you see it shakes him for a moment, which allows Tynna to back away. You also get to add,
Right. Six
more
to that damage.
He's still alive though, but he is in very, very bad shape.
Yeah.
That's good shit, best friend. That's hella cool.
Yeah, that was dope. Battle Masters, gotta love them.
Right. So I have another attack, correct?
Yes.
Now, how bad is this guy in front of me?
Very bad.
Real tough.
Thorkus, you have that Battle Master thing, that new thing where it's like you can look at people and you can actually learn how many hit points they have. It's not that you don't have the minute to observe the guy, but it's like you've been on your share of battles. It's like one of his legs isn't working, and it looks like one good one. You think it would be hard for you to hit him light enough to not kill him if that's what you wanted to do.
Right. It's Know Your Enemy, by the way. I just put it up in the chat. I was like, I know that I know what it is, but I couldn't.
Yeah, super cool thing. You can kind of like watch people and observe, know their battle strengths.
Okay, so he's in bad shape, this guy in front of me, right? And Mithra's in really bad shape.
Real bad shape.
But grappled, so not a huge threat at the moment, and that's Tynna's thing to deal with.
Yeah.
So, and then the guy across that Bruner and Brian are fighting, he's also in quite a pickle.
Yeah, he's in pretty bad shape. He's not as bad as the dude in front of you, but he is bleeding. Like he's seeing quite a bit of damage.
Okay. All right. So now when I used that maneuvering attack, what kind of action is this a reaction or?
No, it's actually you just use. It doesn't say you just use your superiority dice.
Okay, which I did. Yeah. So awesome. Cool. Then I will use my action, my other attack, to if I can, Trusty Dusty over to the other one on the other side.
Yeah. Or no, I was switching to
Oh, that's right. You're right. Would a hand axe do it? Could I?
How far is that? 5, 10, 15. Yeah, 20. You're right there you're right at the window. Yeah, you could hand axe. You just kind of like, do like a cool slow motion thing where like the T-Rex ducks down as you throw the hatchet. But yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Well, there we go.
It's hard to throw past the Tyrannosaurus Rex, to be fair. So you see the might of this dope undead T-Rex. It just bounces off of Divot a little bit. No, it doesn't do any damage, but you're just like Divot. You see as a hand axe bounces off.
Didn't they scare him though, and like surprise him so he's not even looking at me?
Which
the other assassin that across the valley from me. They just snuck up on him and...
Yeah, but you also have, like I said, you're throwing through a huge creature's space, so it's like, that's factored in. Yeah, no advantage on that one.
Alright, and then I guess I'll just use my my bonus action to hit the guy in front of me, because he's right there. So, bye-bye.
Boom. Nice, 21 AC. 12 damage, Thorkus, that does it. What do you do?
So yeah, when I came in the first time, I just planted that thing in that guy's fucking hip. I just want to step on Lucille and just go all the way through and just cut his whole fucking leg off. Be like, you're not gonna go anywhere there, guy. Papa's pissed.
It's just a scratch. No, I'm sorry. No, he doesn't do that. Yeah, you cut off his leg, and you see he just falls over on the ground, screaming in agony. And then you see the cold shock of all the traumatic blood loss. He just, his body just withers on the ground, and he dies.
Foolish.
All right. Tynna. Or Thorkus, you got anything else?
I think I've used. Yeah. I mean, I can't really do anything else with my, because I already used my superiority dice, used my great weapon fighting.
Yeah, you did.
I've done a lot of shit. I've moved. Is it possible for me to hop down onto Divot's back?
Yeah, give me an animal handling.
Whoa.
You're like, man, I've seen Bruno do this. I'm sure it can't.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Alright,
the first one too. God damn it. Man, oh man.
Rules are rules. I'm sorry.
We have the place for a reason, guys.
And sorry, best friend.
All right,
Shit.
so you fall under the same category. You will take a little bit of falling damage, Thor, because you jump, and if it was a full flesh and blood T-Rex, you would have slid down the back, all perfect. But your foot just kind of goes through one of these weird fleshy holes in Divot's back, and you're like, and you fall forward and just kind of slide down the side of his body and land on the ground. You do because you fell 10 feet. You take 5 bludgeoning damage.
When he falls, when he hits the ground, can it be one of those moments in like the early movies in the early 2000s where like it was always like the guy would fall and everyone would be like, "Boo!" when he landed, but it was off frame. Like they just get the people's reaction when he falls.
Even the D-Rex.
Yeah, the T-Rex. All of us can see
The
him.
canned
so...
laughter equivalent of ooh.
Yeah.
I'm like nearly unconscious though, so I'm like.
You're like, that's funny. Oh, it hurts to laugh.
Okay.
All
I
right.
was just coming down here to see you, Tynna. That's it.
Hey, he's down there at least. So yeah, Thorkus, you unfortunately you're not the animal handler. You know, again, Cavalier is she's born to saddle. Riding a T-Rex is not exactly something you've done in your life, at least more than once, right? Everybody's got to try it once.
Right.
But yeah, no, Tynna, you feel as the life force within you is your tank is near empty.
Yeah,
What do you do?
I'm overwhelmed by this like icy feeling all over me, and the only thing I know to do now is to draw it deep within me to my life source, Shantia, and so I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Tynna,
You chose it.
begin what level spell are you gonna cast it as?
I'm gonna cast it at level 3, but also with my ring grants me some extra abilities, right? So I believe like with my Disciple of Faith ability and the attributes of my ring, I will get +4 plus the spell's level, so that's 7 extra damage.
All right, Tynna, you begin calling. You feel that sweet river of flowing energy in your hand. You feel the healing embrace of your god Shantia, the glow and the warmth. And you start moving your hand up, and you see behind your own fingertips the Argonian battle mage. Suddenly moves her arms, and she's attempting to counterspell your heal. So, since you cast it as a 3rd level spell, the DC is 13, okay? She gets +3 to whatever I roll. I'm gonna transparent, this won't be a GM roll. This will be, here we go. So +3 to this, and she has to beat, so she has to roll a 10 or better.
Wow.
Oh my god!
Ooh, dove.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow, Wild magic and a wild magic.
All right, Tynna. Yeah, the connection you have to Shantia too strong to be. You feel that cold chill of her magic trying to cut you off from your god, but your connection is too strong. You kind of blast your energy outward and resist the counter
Absolutely
spell.
not. No thanks.
Too smooth. Too smooth.
Too smooth.
Dope.
So,
All right.
I am
No. I'm so sorry. Bad DM moment. This one they would eat me alive for. I'm so sorry, guys. I was like, I'm sorry, counterspell. If it is 3rd level or lower, it fails and has no effect. The saving throw is only for 4th level magic. Do you want to cast it as a 4th level spell? I would grant you that in this moment.
Yeah,
But it would be one of your 4th level spell slots. Yeah. It's too good. You can't waste a sweet hot one like that, but it will cost you one of those juicy 4th level spell slots. You'll also get additional healing from that. So yeah, there's like this weird back and forth between you two as the energies are trying to draw. You ultimately, by using, a higher level spell, push through this counter spell attempt. Sweet.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you. Do I need to roll anything again?
You'll add one more d8 to how much you heal.
Okay. So roll a d8?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Right now you healed for 19 and then another 1.
Oh,
so 20,
1.
20 plus all your healing stuff. So don't forget to factor that in. So it's 20 plus whatever your bonus to healing magic is plus the ring.
Okay, so yeah, 27.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
That's a taste to cure light wounds.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Yeah, that warms up my bones a bit. And then I believe would that have knocked my I believe I was concentrating on my scythe.
That's true. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, you will have to make a concentration saving throw. So roll me a constitution saving throw, and it would be for half the damage. I'm scrolling up, don't worry about it, that he hit you for. We'll see if you lost that spiritual weapon or not. So it would be half of 39. So the DC is 19, actually. So yes, unfortunately, Tynna, that severe damage that you took from the cone of cold made you lose the bone. Thank you for being legit reminding me.
Well, then in that case, I'd like to resheathe my swords, or take it back out and strike. Be the final blow to strike Mithra.
Heck yeah.
I got front row tickets, y'all.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, you have advantage. She's grappled. You have a pretty good.
Tell tales of this later.
Yeah, 18. I'm gonna strike her, but before I do, this is a complete mercy killing. I know this to myself, and there's nothing to say goodbye to. So there's no dramatic moment I want to have, no anything. I've already dealt with her. She's done, and so I do the damage.
The dishes are done.
All
The
right.
dishes are done.
You not only hit, but you did the requisite damage. I'm going to give this to both Tynna and Divit in this moment because her life is each half of her body is in either of your hands. But what do you guys do to her?
Well, I'm going to take that strike and kind of like wedge it in between the teeth of the T-Rex and just dig it in.
You see as the holy light blade just piercing in, you hear the cry, Divot, inside your mouth, you feel this, the beat of Sithis' heartbeat so close in your very mouth, it makes you salivate even as a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex, and you feel that delicious dark acorn festering deep inside of her body, this shell, this carcass that Sithis carries around that reminds Tynna of somebody from her past. You see your sister is ready to say goodbye. What do you do?
I don't even wait for her to be dead. I just swallow her.
You throw her carcass in the air, letting out this great cry. It rattles the chests of everyone present as the top half of Mithra, nearly crushed and pierced to death by the teeth, falls, softly into your mouth. You hear the soft, piercing sound of 1,000 needles piercing into a flesh sack. And you watch as Divit eats the remaining parts of Mithra. Divot inside your body. And that's where we're going to pick it up next time, guys.
Oh, man.
Oh my god.
I didn't know there was going to be Tyrannosaurus Rex. I love waking up and not knowing what the end of my night is going to be like. And I'll be like, and then there was a T-Rex, and freaking Brian was biting, and like Trial is the thing, and then there was like magic swords, and then Cone of Cold, 1 hit point, should you heal, counterspell resistant. D&D is the best game ever. Play it with your friends, play it with your loved ones, and come hang out while we play it with each other. Woo! I love playing D&D with you guys. We still got quite a bit to resolve in the midst of this, but man, it's just too good. I gotta feel it for a week. But we will be back next Tuesday, every Tuesday here on Twitch. Come hang out with the buds, man. This is just the absolute best. My heart, my love to my phenomenal cast. 5 of my favorite human beings in the entire world. It is just a treat to get to do this with you guys every week, and I love you all so dearly. Man, what a fucking ride that was dope.
What an emotional roller coaster.
All right, guys. I'm Shren. Nope, Shren's out of weed. This one. I got
That's
3 bombs
problem.
over here, bro. All right, here we go. We like to close things off the way that we started around here. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but we like to take a lighter, like this little light sky blue number I got right now. Hold it up in front of you. Make sure you're not going to light any of your friends, family, or household pets on fire, and go! Light us up. Thank you so much for playing D&D with us, guys. We will see you next week.
Man, oh man.
Man. Crazy.
Clever girl.
So what? You can't touch me, 'cause I'm from the internet.